Yeah, I was down in the basement and I was actually doing the podcast in person and everybody was like, oh yeah, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah, I was over Dave's place and we were watching stuff on the TV and he was like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, whatever.
I went to Golden, pick up some smart water and some tea, and the guy was like, that'll be $14.90. I was like, yeah, whatever.
I was sitting here with these dudes. I think it's a podcast, and they just started saying shit, and then they turned around and they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And I was like, "Whatever."
Because this is our United States of the
Whatever.
podcast. And this is Hey! Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We're actually doing this thing in person for a change.
So fucking nice.
It's so relieving.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry. That was so nice.
If we could do the dude cast. I know not every podcast is as good as the dudes.
You know, this one isn't good either, but it is a thing.
It's really
Being
not.
good is really
You
overrated.
have to distribute paper to everybody. Everyone
Back
needs
live and in
paper.
person. I have my own book. I brought a new
right.
book for the
Oh.
Dudecast at the start of the season and then used it like
Can you use some
5
paper?
times.
You know what? Is this yours? Does that look like yours?
It sure is.
Christy, you
I would like a little piece of
I'll give you a little piece.
What episode is this?
I don't know, man. Fuck it. Episode 10?
This is the 11th
Oh, it's the
episode
11th episode? Okay.
of our 4th season.
4 whole seasons.
Resuming podcast Interruptus.
Yes. Oh my God. You guys have no idea how good it feels to do this in person again.
I don't. Describe it.
The last episode we did was 4, and for some reason I have written down "drug must be stopped."
I remember what that was. Oh, that was a picture I found online years ago, and it was like clearly drog means drugs somewhere in South
drug
America.
must be stopped.
And it said "Stop drug," and there was a woman with her hands over her face crying, and there's like all these needles and shit.
That's right.
And I was like, "Oh my god, I must be stopped."
Fucking horrible. We're back. We're
Yes.
back, everybody, like live and in person.
We're back.
And we're back. And we have a guest this week, too.
Yes, we do.
Oh, no, I'm not a guest.
Oh.
I'm now a permanent fixture.
Oh, right. It's now the 3 dudes and a lady show.
You could just ignore me. I'm used to it. And then
All right.
and then I'll just pop in.
Does that mean something? Or? Yeah, but I'm glad you're on. You have your topic and game and stuff for this episode, right?
Yes.
Quizzy Game and Port. Mm-hmm. Playing Game and Port. I don't have anything else except
News and port.
Truth. It's a podcast guest import. It's I fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, it works.
Have you officially taken the title for most guest? Guest?
I think
most
this
guest.
ties me most guest. I think this ties me up with Dan.
Yeah, I say Dan. I think has been on. Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it's probably, if it's not a tie, it's very close.
It's very close.
One day Dan and I are going to battle to the death.
Yes.
And that day could be any day now.
It's going to be delightful.
Actually, it's funny that you're here because the last time that we podcasted in this room
Yes.
was the 3 Hot Dudes episode, which you also
Yeah.
guest
Was.
hosted.
3 hot
Which I
dudes.
realized, I need to link to a lot of you. We have video. We actually have the video now
Yeah.
for the 3 Hot Dudes episode.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
It's on
Butthole
YouTube.
has never been the same.
So if you would like to watch
Changed man.
it,
a changed anus.
a chanus. If you would
God.
like to watch that episode, like or the Hot Ones interview portion of that episode,
Yeah.
you can just get a hold of me at www.idon'tgiveafuck.
Leave me alone.
No, but
Whatever.
yeah, shoot me a message on Facebook or like text me or Snapchat me or whatever you fucking kids do.
Yeah.
And I'll send you a link to our
Send me a message on
Hot Ones
Kik.
episode.
I don't know.
Send me a TikTok. Send me one of them TikToks.
Hit me up on the Yo app.
Fucking, I don't know, Amino.
Snapchat me and Instagram.
Oh god.
No, yeah, it's you can find it on YouTube. If you look for 3 Dudes Show and 3 Hot Dudes in one search, you'll probably find it.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, just don't type in 3 hot dudes on Google because that'll pull up a whole bunch of other
And
results.
it won't
Just
be us.
Any assortment of 3 hot dudes.
They'll do. You know what? You won't find us, but meh. It's probably better.
You're probably better off just searching for 3 hot dudes.
Put on an incognito search.
Yeah.
Okay, what was I going to say? Oh, I'd like to do that again.
The 3 hot dudes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would absolutely
We
do that
should
again.
source some new sauces.
we
By the way, we
should.
have a couple new hot sauces from someone local in Vienna. He makes them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's Herman's hot sauce, and they sell them at
Herman.
Cultivate.
Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely pepper.
That,
But they're really good.
Herman's.
That's a deep cut for all you kids from the mid '60s. I don't know. all you '60s kids out there listening to the.
I'm
Are
Casey
you
Kasem.
cool cats?
That's Herman
Oh,
Sherman,
you
and I'm
60s
Casey
kids
Kasem.
with the pop rock songs.
I was going to say what happened to Casey Kasem, but he died.
He's dead. That's what happened to him.
Oh no!
He's gone now.
I was thinking about like, oh, well, what happened to that guy? Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
he's dead.
yeah,
He
he'd be like
died.
108 right now if he was still alive.
I'm 108, and I'm Casey Kasem.
Reminding you to tune on and drop out. And torture local police station.
Smoke weed, disappoint your parents. I'm Casey Kasem.
I'm Casey Casey.
He's almost Trump. He's
very
like really, he's almost Trump.
And that was NWA's Fuck the Police. You're on Hot 100 with Casey, or Billboard Top 40 with Casey Casey.
A cool hop for all you kids out there, all you cool cats.
Well, why don't we start talking about it? Are we fucked? Do we feel fucked? There are reasons to be fucked.
Yeah.
You don't say.
Yeah. The never-ending tornado of bad news that is 2020 is still sweeping through our lives.
Yeah. I'm not allowed to drink until at least my next doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
So that blows,
Yeah.
but I don't really have anyone to blame for that but myself.
Yeah, yourself and also Milwaukee's best.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't mean it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And your friends who enable you by also
Yes.
drinking.
Sure. But
Codependent, poisonous friendships.
Yes.
yeah, no, it's gone from just like a recommendation to try and cut back to like, no, like seriously,
Yeah.
you gotta stop.
Like your
Yeah.
doctor's like, no, you gotta like stop
Yeah.
completely right now.
Yeah, because I'm on the highway to diabetes town for one thing.
Population half of America.
My favorite AC/DC song.
Diabetes town.
Yeah,
Why'd I go the
long
horrible
way.
route?
Yeah.
You guys both chose the right way, and I chose the wrong way.
Wait, hold on. What did you do?
I said diabetes town.
on the highway to diabetes town. Too many
The
syllables.
absolute wrong choice.
Highway to Beatus is a lot easier.
It's yeah.
I'm fucked because I have to face this dumpster fire of a planet sober.
Yeah.
For at least the next 3 months.
I don't envy you, my friend. I really don't.
It's super unpleasant. It's a really unpleasant time to just not have a distraction like that.
Yeah.
But I know that you'll do
Yeah.
it. It's just dull.
It's dull, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a little more done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for
almost
sure.
definitely.
Yeah. I like not knowing anything about what your home situation, like what you're doing when you're at home. I can tell you right now, you're definitely getting more done.
Yeah.
You always get more done when you're sober.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Even just taking a few days off out of nowhere.
Right.
Somewhere
Yeah.
around that third or fourth day, you're like, oh,
wow.
wait.
Yeah, right.
Which I
remember to wipe my ass this morning. Awesome.
which I did as well last week. I took a few days off and then I was like, well, today's shit and the world is a fuck, so I'm gonna go get a 6-pack and a 4 Loko. Yeah.
There's danger of fuck.
The world is a fuck, like a flame or like
Yeah, it's just a fuck.
it's all
Like a
fuckery.
vicious fuck. The world is a fuck.
The world is one big maelstrom of fuck.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
world is a fuck pyre.
The world is full of
The
fuck.
world is a fuck pie. Is it like a fuck pyre, just like a big pillar of people fucking?
I actually kind of thought it was
And
like an
it's on
umpire with
fire.
his dick out.
Yeah.
There's an umpire with his dick out, And there's all that, and there's vampires. It's all on fire.
Yeah.
And it's just built into
And
a
it's-
giant tower.
Yes.
The umpire's like jerking off and going, "You're out of here." He's like, "Get him out of the pile." They got to drag him. They drag
He's
the one
just like-
naked guy off.
He's chest to chest with a naked baseball manager.
Yeah, they're both angry and spitting and jerking and
Kicking sand onto each other's genitals.
do that. You're out of here. Yeah.
One throws the base at the other. Crowd goes wild. The rest of the pyre is
The mascot's also naked for some reason, so it's just one guy doing like all this, like
Waving around. Oh god. I like to think that mascot was actually Ketchup from the condiment race.
Ketchup, you motherfucker!
Do professional mascots have nightmares that they forget to wear their mascot costume to work?
Oh no! I'm just some dude.
I'm just a naked, chubby guy
picture,
doing
like-
cartwheels.
I pictured like relish and mustard running the race. Just Ketchup's just in a
streaks.
like a wife beater in his boxers.
It's like holding his hands over his genitals.
Oh no!
hey, that guy's not a ketchup bottle, it's just some naked feller.
People are throwing him.
Fuck you, Ketchup. You suck.
I may have mentioned it on here before, but I think my favorite sports moment in my life was Chris at your wife's bachelorette party.
yeah.
We went to a Cleveland Indians game, and I saw, for no reason, I was not expecting it, Jerry the King Lawler clothesline a ketchup bottle.
That's fucking awesome. I saw you
It
guys on
was
the
so
camera.
funny. Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah,
That's so wild.
yeah, it was cool. I got back like literally just in time to see it happen.
Yeah.
Like I was pulling into the parking lot and I pulled it up on my phone and it was happening. It was pretty sweet.
Jerry the King Lawler.
It was so weird to me. I was like, wait, did that guy just clothesline that? Is that Jerry the King Lawler? Oh my God.
Oh my god, it is.
It was like I would not shut up about it. It was my favorite thing that happened. And I was just like looking around to everyone around me going, it's amazing.
Yeah, right. The thing is, you were with a bunch of women who have no idea who Jerry the King
Exactly.
Lawler is.
I was just trying to make eye
of them
contact
know.
with anyone as excited as I
Yeah,
was.
right, yeah.
No one. No one.
I would have been
Just
as
me.
excited. I fucking
Just
love
me.
Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah. The funny thing is, then Ketchup challenged him to the title, so there's going to be a big
Well,
fight.
Lawler's going to win.
I don't
You
know.
telling me one half of the greatest commentary team ever isn't going to win?
I don't know.
Against a fucking bottle of ketchup?
I know Ketchup's
Yeah,
fast.
but they're not competing in commentary. They're competing in
You don't know that.
naked wrestling. I don't know.
Wait, naked wrestling?
Well, they're part of the
Yeah.
fuck pyre.
You gotta bring it back.
Ketchup's at the top of the fuck pyre.
You know what? I just realized I'm
lonely at the
I'm saying
top.
like fuck pyre, and I'm mistaking it for fuck spire, which
Right.
is a whole
No,
different thing.
I was
pyre,
thinking
they're
I
all
was
on
thinking
fire.
Pyre,
Right.
yeah, like pyre, like when
A
you
funeral
send
pyre.
off your
Funeral pyre,
yeah.
yeah.
It's still kind of a tower.
They're on fire.
But I was
too.
thinking like a spire,
Yeah.
like a fuck spire.
Oh yeah.
Which is way taller and pointier.
You know, Chris, this could be anything you want it to be.
Yeah, the fuck pyre can be whatever you dream. Don't let
It
your
could be
dreams
a fuck pyre spire
It's just a big
full of wires.
wriggling mass of fucking and flames and twisty, turny bits.
That reminds me of there's a bit. You remember that video game we were playing on the YouTube channel for like 2 episodes, Eternal Darkness?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a bit later on where
Where I break the couch.
yeah, where the bad guy shoves a bunch of people into a pit and then cements the pit to make like a big tower of bodies, and it's called the Pillar of Flesh, which for 14-year-old me was hilarious.
The pillar of flesh.
The Pillar of Flesh, if you know what I'm saying.
Pretty ominous and sexy.
But anyway, yeah. So I'm fucked, but not fucked at the same time because I mean, this is ultimately gonna mean I'm gonna be healthier, and probably also spending less money, which is good because we're getting deep into wedding plans and
Right. Stuff's happening. You're like booking venues and stuff.
Yeah, we're booking. We got photographers paid up. We're like everything's It's all coming together.
It's okay. So remind me the month is July next month.
June
next
June
month.
the 20th, summer solstice.
Gotcha.
Nice.
I'm fucking stoked, man. We got to
Next year.
next year, right?
Next year.
Yeah.
Not like
You
yesterday.
said
Not like
next
yesterday.
month,
Yeah,
and I was like,
Today being the 24th.
Is it really?
Oh shit! I missed it.
we're off by a
Good
few
thing,
days
good thing
there,
you paid
but
that photographer. No, we got to talk about your bachelor party too. It's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Ba-ba.
It's your bachelor party. You better fucking enjoy it. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll have to come up with something in the event that this new normal doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Which it might not, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Even at that,
We'll figure
if it
something
comes
out.
down to like just a few people that you're comfortable being around, just having a getaway for a day or so.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
We'll figure something out.
the
Yeah.
dudes in this room and maybe like 1 or 2 additional can go to a cabin somewhere and
Yeah, right.
Right.
fuck.
You know, Bob, just make our own buck pyre.
Yeah, right.
Hey, so I actually, it's funny that we started talking about that because Jen was talking. Jen posted something on Facebook the other day. Friend of the podcast, Jen Wallman. She posted something on Facebook, and I reminded me of my bachelor party, and I said, "Oh, I had flashbacks to the bachelor party," and she
Yeah.
made me do the beer math, which
Chris,
yeah, I know.
it's very upsetting when you try to do the beer
I
math.
did the beer math. I remembered what the daily beer total was for the 4 of us.
Yeah.
The course, and it was 7 beers shy of 6 cases, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's like, woo!
Yeah. No, it's concerning.
It is concerning.
But the thing is, it was also like we were drinking light beer and we were drinking natter days.
Yeah.
So
you got some hydration
And
in
this
there.
is over the
right?
course of a whole day.
basically just lemonade,
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, over the course of but we also were like 4 overweight men in a hot tub
God.
for hours.
If I recall correctly, this is
Drinking.
also right after Dave found out he had perilously high blood pressure.
Yep.
And should not have been in a hot tub
Yep.
drinking that much
For like
eating red meat.
4 hours.
It's just like beer after beer,
Just
a big
like-
fat
just
steak.
Wanting to have a coronary.
Play some video games to make me angry and then put me in hot water.
Nobody fell. Nobody fell out of the hot tub. Nobody
Nope.
tripped. Nobody got sick.
There was no incident of any kind.
We drank Pedialyte in the parking lot the next, or I drank Pedialyte in the
You
parking
did.
lot.
We found a lizard.
We did find a lizard.
Oh yeah, that's right. That cool lizard.
Yeah, he was hanging out under the grill.
Yeah. Just what a swell fella.
Ben, you and Alec beat like the first Halo and half of the second Halo.
Yeah.
And Dave and I...
We did?
You did. You did. And Dave and I sat on the front porch with our shirts off like old men smoking cigars
Yeah.
at 10 in the morning.
Just like belly out.
Oh,
with my,
yeah.
My pasty belly. Sitting there definitely getting skin cancer.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. It was really good. Yeah, and just think, we get to do that again whatever the fuck we're gonna do.
Yeah, really. Ultimately, it's going to be like we could choose something for you, but like really,
Yeah, it's
it would be
whatever you
nice to
want.
know if it's something you want to do.
I have
too.
some ideas. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we got time.
Oh yeah, it's all coming.
Oh, yeah,
So who else is fucked?
Well,
I can go if you want.
yeah. I'm still not sure if I'm fucked.
I'm decidedly not fucked. I started my new job this week.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes.
I'm
Yay.
employed. Yeah. Again, I'm not like I'm not gonna like, because of the nature of what I'm doing, I'm not gonna say on this podcast what I got hired to do.
Right.
But if you ask me,
And we-
I will tell you,
Yeah.
and you can definitely use this to get him fired from his new job.
we definitely won't mention that whatever you're doing, you'll be stationed in Karachi,
Right.
and you need to
Yeah,
know
we can't mention
a
that.
ham radio inside and out.
Right.
We definitely won't mention that.
No,
No.
we're not gonna say anything.
Right.
NSA.
Definitely not.
Yeah, the not saying anything agreement or NSA.
It's whatever I'm doing, I'm sure I will definitely not be at risk for being kidnapped by drug lords.
Right.
So,
Right.
you can all like rest easy.
Yeah,
that's
that won't be-
definitely not something that's going to happen.
No.
Yeah.
Never.
It wouldn't.
It couldn't.
And couldn't.
You're too well trained for that. Allegedly.
Allegedly. I would
be if you did it, but you're
trained
not.
at what I'm doing at my job, which is definitely not how to knowledge on how to murder a man with a safety pin.
Infiltrating drug runner.
Anyway, no, I'm not fucked. I just finished my. I just finished my third day of orientation, quote unquote, which was like sitting through 3 days of the worst timeshare presentation you've ever been through. It's terrible. However,
and don't forget the waterboarding.
I'm done with that part of orientation, and I get to move to the next part of orientation. Wow.
Even more orientation.
Where I get to wake up earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Woo. But anyway, I got I'm decidedly not fucked. This is a career that I got hired for. And that's the word they keep using. This multi-level marketing plan is going to be a career for you.
By the time you have your fifth or sixth property that you've paid for.
That you've paid
You've
for.
now
Now
given
it's a career.
us $1,000,
Yeah.
and it's great. It's perfect because you're gonna make that back. Now I'm just gonna need you to find 52 of your closest friends and sign them up.
And if you'll direct your attention over to this triangle-shaped graph that we've laid out.
It's not a pyramid.
You'll notice it's not a
just
pyramid.
triangle.
It's definitely
Pyramids are
two-dimensional.
three-dimensional. This is a triangle.
No one's heard of a triangle scheme. Come on, guys.
Right. Come on. Anyway, I'm Chris, and I'm here for Amway. just here to tell you.
You're a fall.
Yeah. That's
Who wants
a
to
deep
be
cut.
my downline? All right, ringing it in.
No, but I'm decidedly not fucked. I'm very tired from having to wake up and commute to the job. But it is a actual career.
Yeah.
That I'm very, very excited to start, and I will be making exponentially more money than what I was making at my old job.
Yeah, that's so great.
I spent so much time being so miserable and not getting paid any money at that job that one of the things they covered today was our starting pay scale, what I will make at minimum.
Yeah.
Because of the nature of the job, I will make a minimum pay, a minimum amount for the year.
Yeah.
And then they showed me what the cap would be depending on how much overtime I'll get, and they said you're gonna be working overtime, you know what I mean, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, we're in a pandemic.
Oops. We're gonna bleep that out.
Yeah, we're gonna put a little marker on that.
Yep. It's okay.
Oh, right. We're not supposed to be.
It's okay. No, it's all right.
I marked it.
I'll put a. We'll do a little sensor record over top of that, just or something.
It's just, I don't know.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, no, the nature of what of everything, I'm going to be working a lot. And
yeah, sure.
They showed me what the maximum value I can make for the year is before they're okay, we can't pay you anymore. We can't work you anymore.
Right, this is literally the most we can drag you around.
I almost cried because it's more than double what I was making.
That's fantastic.
At my job. So
it's more than double?
It's more than double. Yeah.
Well, the absolute max
That's at
he
the
can
absolute
make
maximum.
before they decide
So
he wouldn't be able to work anymore.
I'll be somewhere between the minimum, which is already 35% more than what I was making, and the maximum.
Yeah.
Which is great.
And the best part is they have such great food in Pakistan too.
That's right.
You'll enjoy being stationed there.
Yeah, it'll be great. Yeah, where you're just there to hang out. and that's it.
And that's it.
And that's it.
And that's it. But no, I'm decidedly not fucked. Aside from being tired, I'm ready to get started. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. One of the best things that ever happened to me is I got fired. I got to spend 3 months hanging out with my wife the first year we got married.
Yeah.
Making that sweet, sweet COVID money on the couch.
Yeah, buddy.
Getting paid to eat pizza and drink beer on the couch in my underwear.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
It's even better than when you get get like paid to poop. It's better than
really
that.
is.
But it's the same principle.
And now that I'm not at my old job, I can say I got paid to poop quite a bit. And at my current job, one of the people that they had come in, like one of the career position people that came in today, basically told us like, because it is like it's a union position. And they're like, they basically said like, hey man, you're going to have like 3 or 4 hours worth of work, and it's in your best interest to stretch that out to like 7 or 8 hours. So they basically were like,
Yeah.
take as many breaks as you want, do whatever you like. You have mandatory breaks, but then you could do like whatever you want along the way. It's like fucking awesome. So I was literally encouraged to use the bathroom as much as possible and take my time about it. So fuck you, Best Buy.
Yeah, seriously.
You suck.
Dog shit corporation. I hope you catch on fire.
Jesus.
Haven't some of them already done that?
Yeah, actually, a couple of them have.
I mean, not through any
Like spontaneous
fault of their own
combustion,
but
right.
through the actions of other individuals.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
Anyway.
which is awesome.
Seriously, Chris, I know what it's like to be in a job that just like fucks with your head and makes you miserable. I did it twice in a row.
Yeah. Right. You
Before I
did.
finally found this job.
You went from one toxic shithole to another
Oh
toxic
god,
shithole.
just another kind of toxic shithole. I don't know why the world of pharmacy is so horrible,
Yeah.
but
I know.
it really is.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I don't want to get too much, but my wife is going back to school, so.
I'm very excited for your wife.
I am too. She's a little stressed out right now. But,
Oh, I'm sure.
She's doing good so far. She's actually working on her first round of homework and quiz today, so.
Yeah.
Morty.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm fucked. We are shitty mushroom farmers.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
We're really bad mushroom
We
farmers.
decided to become mushroom farmers and then immediately fucked it up. Did you know this?
No.
I think we haven't shared this with
I
you.
didn't think
No.
we told you. That's why I said it so bluntly and weirdly.
So what kind of mushrooms are we talking about?
So we got this log, this little log.
It's a kit.
It's basically mushroom
big.
compost
It's heavy.
in plastic.
It's wood.
It's better than bad. It's actually it's fucking dead.
It's terrible.
It's basically mushroom compost. It's already got like culture going in it, so it's got like spores developing.
It has
all you're
good
supposed
taste in music.
There's a couple painters. What? It's got culture.
Culture.
There's like a cool jazz club where you can smoke cigarettes. No, it's like it's an inoculated log of compost.
Okay.
That all you're supposed to do is just
That's
spritz
my
it with
band
water. Right.
Inoculated log.
Calling it. All you're supposed to do is spritz it and wait.
Just spritz it and forget it.
Rod Bopeel's shitty mushroom farm. Just spray it and then fucking whatever. Do what you want.
Put it in your garbage or
Throw it
whatever.
out. Feed it to the dog. Put it in your oven. I'm Rod Bopeel. I'm out of ideas. So it's just all you're supposed to do is just keep it damp. That's it. Mushrooms should grow out of it just because that's what they do.
It
right?
seems like it should be too difficult to make mushrooms grow in a given place.
because they just kind of do that.
That's what they do.
We fucked it up.
If left to our natural devices, mushrooms could probably just grow in our kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like if we just didn't wash anything, like we're apt to do.
Yeah, no, I mean, we basically, all we had to do was spritz it with water, and within like a week and a half, it developed mold instead of letting the mushrooms grow.
First mushrooms started growing.
Right, so they started shooting
And
out
we
the
were
sides.
so happy.
We were very excited.
Mushrooms. Your cup runneth over with mushrooms.
It really did.
Plethora.
An embarrassment of riches of mushrooms. We had like 3 or 4 good-sized mushrooms growing out of this thing.
Okay.
Which we cut little holes in the plastic so they could make their way
Yeah,
through.
so it pushes out.
And then they started turning brown and getting shitty.
Yeah, and then
Just
mold
like real
started
shitty, man.
growing.
Yeah.
So all you're supposed to do is keep it moist and it'll grow, but
Up top.
we did too much. We did too much spritzy.
If you soak it, they will grow.
And it died and started to mold, and I'm like so sad.
Well, the thing is, we were excited because these are lion's mane mushrooms. You ever seen these things?
Are these edible?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in there, when they grow really great, what
Our
they
mold
look like.
is molding.
Oh no! When they do a good job, they grow like a mushroom with like these they call them like teeth, sort of. They have like hangy little.
It kind of looks like
shingle-
hair.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's little things that hang off of them, and
Yeah.
they apparently taste like shellfish, which is great.
Oh.
And,
That's why we wanted to grow them, because I have a friend who was talking about cooking them. Everyone's doing like cooking
Yeah.
during this pandemic.
Exactly.
And she was talking about cooking them, and you can't buy them anywhere around here.
Right.
And I was like, I really want to make those. So me and Dave were like, okay, let's do the most complicated form of that we can. And instead of finding a place to buy them, let's grow them and then immediately fucking kill them.
It wasn't a huge
because we
expense.
can't grow a fungus.
It was like $20 or
It was
something.
$20 that is now ruined.
Yeah.
Well, so anyway, the moral of the story is we're bad at mushroom farming. I learned something else that's really interesting, though. You can buy in the United States. I did not know this.
Oh, yeah.
You are legally allowed to buy
Psilocybin mushroom.
yeah, the mushroom spores.
Are you?
Yes, you're allowed to buy them. Here's the thing.
For testing.
You're only allowed to use it for microscopy.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you are allowed to buy the spores.
Well, that's my new job. It just so happens that I'm a microscopist.
Microscopist.
I'm a mushroom microscopist.
Actually took microscopy classes.
Did you?
In grad school.
So you're telling
Yeah,
me you
she got
the
really
oh,
high.
Now, if I happen to accidentally inhale these spores,
Yeah.
Well, say on a peanut butter sandwich to mask the taste.
That's the thing is obviously once you have them, I think most people who buy them this way have a microscope around just for the same reason that if you have a kitchen scale, it can be kind of you gotta be what's paraphernalia and what's not is
Right.
kind of in the eye of the
yeah.
But anyway, you can buy them, and then once you have them, it would be illegal to use them to inoculate and create a colony and grow them, but.
But
People do that.
But shit happens. You accidentally inoculate.
Yeah, sometimes you
Something.
spill the little vessel that has the spores, and then it just starts growing, and then you're like, well, I gotta get rid of the evidence. Better eat it.
Gotta eat these.
Oh no!
Gotta eat these and go to the movie theater.
I shouldn't have stored these spores directly in this compost.
Oh, what have I done?
Oh no! Now I'm just gonna wait 4 to 6 weeks to clean it up. And
then, and then eat them on my couch and stare out the window of my neighbors and melt.
just look at my reflection in the mirror for too long.
Never look in the mirror, but look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Pro tip. Funny. Okay. A quick little aside. Speaking of drugs, one time I looked up how to synthesize DMT at home. Oh. Just to see, because you could just look it up on YouTube. Because 21st century, you could just people will show you how to make DMT in your microwave. It's just
Can you not just use grass clippings? It's apparently in everything.
it's basically everything.
Good old Orville Redbacker's DMT.
You want the most natural growth, which comes from a root, and then you have to get another plant that acts as the acid.
Yeah. I love the idea of Orville Redbacker's DMT, where he's just on the cover of the bag,
It's freaking out. It's just Joe Rogan on the front.
Uncle Ben's Minute DMT.
It's the same Uncle Ben, but he's really scared.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just sweating bullets.
Yeah.
He's biting his fingernail.
No, I looked up how to do it, and they're showing you what you have to do to synthesize it in the U.S. with what you have available.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this dude, and he's just well, you want to make sure you put your rubber gloves on, and then you want to pour your phenylacetic acid or whatever. And he's pouring it into he's got
slow down.
He's got
You get
this,
that at Kroger's.
he's got these noxious chemicals. He's it's real easy, and then you set this out on your counter. You don't want to let it go for too long because then it's poisonous. And it's I'm looking at it. I'm You know what? I think I'm going to pass on
I think
the
everyone
DMT
who makes
thing.
DMT in their kitchen is just poisoning themselves to the point of hallucination.
Right.
It's like you think you're having this spiritual near-death experience because you are, because you just poisoned yourself.
I'm watching this video and I'm like, I think I'm just going to spend the $4,000 to go to Peru. And
I don't think you're going to take these lessons from Jesse Pinkman.
Right. Yeah, right.
On how to leave it for just the right amount of time.
Yeah, right. No, I'd just spend a couple $1,000, go on an ayahuasca voyage.
I know you said Jesse Pinkman, but it sounded like you said Jesse Pigman, and so I imagined
Jesse
him
Pigman.
with a big head explaining how to make DMT in your microwave. This is completely devolved.
We have derailed.
Illicit substances with your host, the Dark Lord Ganon.
Jesse, what the hell are you talking about? We have derailed.
I'm gonna write Jesse Pigman down.
Christy, why are you?
Yeah, why are you
You
fucked?
can tell it's been a while.
Been a
Yeah.
Since we've been out here.
Yeah.
I'm fucked because at the beginning of this pandemic, we got this glorious regal creature, our second dog, Leroy Jenkins,
Yeah.
aptly named. And his favorite, I'm fucked because his favorite thing to do is to Dutch oven me or fart directly in my face in bed or just run around all day farting. We live in a fart box.
We
It's
really
horrible.
do. We live in a highly pressurized fart vessel that we cannot escape.
It's yellow. It's a fart submarine.
You can't Febreze it away.
Both of your dogs have farted on me
Today.
in the 2 hours that I've been here.
Yeah.
And
Really farty.
these
They
are
did not eat anything different
these
than
are
they've
these are
ever eaten.
primo farts.
Yeah, they're like what would happen if you ate farts and then farted that.
They smell like rancid sausage.
It's bad. Yeah. It's like the Wagyu of farts.
They don't eat sausage. I have not fed them sausage.
It's that high shelf farts.
It's the white truffle of farts.
Oh, let me get that good one on the top.
It's the beluga caviar of farts.
Yes, I'll have that fart, please.
Oh, excellent vintage, my good sir.
Thank you.
Just open up a bottle.
That one's been brewing in his stomach for 10 years.
Yes.
Garçon, my vomit bucket, please.
Garçon.
Garçon.
Something special for the lady. We have a vintage from the 1840s.
Ah, yes. I was going to say something like the Jeffersonian collection.
Sorry, everybody.
Do you got any more on those farts?
Nah,
or-
it's just,
I don't want to
That's
take
it.
away your platform to talk about farts.
Dave, you got any more on those farts, Drakowski?
I do appreciate Dave as a partner. He really gives me the room I need to talk about my dog's farts.
A trusted partner.
Yeah.
Why don't we take a break?
Hey, it's probably a good idea since
yeah.
we just ran for a very long time.
Yeah, I
on
think
the
we
old-
did. I can't read my eyes. I can't.
My eyes.
I can't see.
They're just swollen farts.
I have double pink eye
my eyes.
from my dog walking up to me, placing his anus on my eyeball.
No
Anyway.
Poop
disguise
particles right in the eyes.
for that double pink eye. Ooh,
All right, let's take a break.
when my dog poos on me. I'm sorry.
We will come back in a minute. We'll play a game, and then
Yes.
we'll talk about our topic,
Yeah.
whatever that may be.
Whatever that could, what could it be?
What could it be? All right, be back in a minute. Bye.
Welcome to the Three Dude Podcast. Hey, yeah.
You can find us at 3dudecast.com.
If you're wondering whether that's spelled with the numeral 3 or the word 3, the answer is yes.
We're so proud of ourselves.
We're so clever. We're such clever boys.
Wow. We've switched hosting to Podbean. You can still find us on iTunes and Google Play. So give us a like.
Yeah, give us a like, give us a listen, give us a review somewhere.
Give us a sandwich.
Give us a high five.
Give us sponsorships.
Please give us a hug.
Give us that money.
Wop, wop, wop.
Wubba dubba Dub dub.
Lub.
Lub lub. Wubba lubba dub dub.
Yeah, there you go.
One of those.
Fantastic commentary from everyone's favorite podcast.
Yes. Oh, we're back.
Yeah,
And we're back.
it's really, really nice to be around this table.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like we never. That was a bad one. You're getting really good at that.
She's really good at it. Yeah, like half of what just
Thank
happened.
you, Tignataro.
Half of what
I
just
ripped off your
happened
thing.
in this podcast is just like not possible over the internet. It just
Right.
doesn't
Yeah.
work
Yeah, it's
well.
not the same. And also, we recognize it and thank you guys for like staying with us and listening still, even though it was like definitely weird
Right.
going over there. It was like at the time, it was it was the right thing to do. So
Sure. Yeah.
and we want people to think that we're cool.
Well, that's just not going to
Desperately.
happen.
Not gonna happen.
No,
it's not.
If we ever needed to gather proof that we're not cool, this podcast is pretty well done.
Putting it all in one neat little package for the people.
Yeah, for the nice people.
For the
The
peoples.
people.
Yeah, something for the fucking kids.
Something for
I
Mario.
don't know what the
Van
fuck
Peebles.
this is. It's just something for the kids.
It's just something for the kids.
It's because you fucking with me. That's why.
Fucking with me. Real talk. That shit looked really good.
Yeah.
The thing is, it was like
It's just fried dough with brown sugar and butter.
Cinnamon,
In it. Yeah,
yeah.
and cinnamon. yeah.
Optional raisins.
Yeah.
you kind of can't fuck that up.
Yeah, right. It's like it looked delicious.
Anti-fee.
Anti-fee. Antifa.
Man, we haven't had a chance to talk about it on this podcast. I totally fucked up the Antifa joke in the anti-Antifa's pretzels.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Antifa.
I just like didn't put it together.
really.
Yeah, for some reason I'm like anti-Antifa's pretzels are all white or they're all vanilla, and it's like that's kind of
not-
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Like you have to be white to be against fascism.
Yeah, I don't know what I was.
Yeah, well, it's you
I just
and that
got it all swirled
you
around
and
my
that
head.
Blue
Well,
Lives Matter movement.
but if you took it as anti-Antifa,
Oh well, yeah. I wish I'd have said that.
anti-Antifa,
'Cause that's definitely
anti-Antifa.
real white,
Let's just gonna say that that's what you meant.
Okay,
Yeah, sure.
Thanks for retconning how stupid I am.
I'm gonna retcon your stupidity for you. As your girlfriend, it's my duty to justify everything you say and make
Right.
it not problematic.
That's kind of the deal.
That's how it works.
That's why.
I mean, even though we
That's
know
why.
that you're an avid Blue Lives Matter supporter,
no,
we've told that story on the
No, no,
podcast,
no.
right?
Yeah, the ashtray.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Dave,
didn't realize that an American flag with a blue line in it means something.
Yeah, it's the blue. It's the
Yeah.
thin blue line, my friend.
I just kind of
Yeah,
learned.
people
he didn't realize.
people deface the American flag in order to
Wink,
support
wink.
fascism and
Yeah.
goose steppers.
Blue Lives Matter.
That really bugged me when that happened.
It was really funny because you like
now I
you're
can't
like
get away
oh
from it.
you're like you brought it out. You're like oh look I got us a new cigar ashtray because I think we left the other one at my bachelor party at the cabin.
Yeah,
You're
that's
like-
right.
you're like, yeah, and you're like oh I got us a new cigar ashtray and I'm like oh I didn't know you were a big Blue Lives Matter fan. You're like, wait what is that what that means? And they're like, right yes
It would be as if I had presented you an ashtray with the coat of arms for the Klan inside.
you like this
And
buddy?
you just kind of go, yeah, I thought it would be something. Yeah, we need an
Don't you
ashtray.
like it right?
it's Steve's subtle way of showing his true colors.
Was that other ashtray was the teardrop shaped one, right?
It said "Live in the Dream." Yeah, it was the teardrop one with the
Yeah.
long cigar arm, and there were like three other
Yeah.
Yeah, little stubby
little
holders.
stubbies on there for that. Yep, which was a cheapo ashtray. It was
Right.
actually I like the round ones better. I bought a new one for home too.
Yeah.
So
I do feel like destroying that more than ever.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I just don't like it in my house.
If there ever were a time
Well, yeah. 'Cause
in our lives, this would be it.
yeah.
what you could do is sell it, and then that way you could get the big flag and hang that up in the front yard too, just to let
Oh
everybody.
yeah, right. Because I got that flagpole. I could just
Yeah.
run that Blue Lives Matter
Just
flag
let
up.
everybody know, hey, I lick boots. With this
Okay. All right. I just need y'all to know that I didn't know we had a flagpole.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was for a flag.
Yeah.
It's a
I've
pole.
been using it for COVID-19 package delivery
Yeah. You've just been putting things in plastic baggies
and
on there.
hanging it from it
Yeah.
for our
Yeah.
friends to come pick up.
Yeah.
It's actually for Blue Lives Matter.
Just kind of a big Blue Lives Matter guy.
Yeah.
God, can you imagine if your whole personality was supporting Blue Lives Matter?
Yeah, wow.
And that's it.
I wonder what that's like.
Have you seen military wives with
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
bumper stickers that like I served as a military wife or
right.
Oh yeah.
there was one
Yeah, right, exactly.
You can't see me jerking off the air,
Yeah.
but I was.
There was one insisting that you address the driver by her husband's rank.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't earn that rank.
Because you put your life on the line to go buy groceries, Susan.
Have sex with other men while your husband's on deployment.
Right.
I'm certain that her husband could not be happy with. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
just
right.
Call my wife by the rank that I earned.
Right.
Yeah, Corporal Karen.
So, okay, a real quick funny story before we get in. My grandfather served both in World War II and Korea.
Yeah.
Like, lied about his age. He was like 16 when he joined up to go fight in World War II.
Yeah.
And he was part of the occupation force in Japan. And then he actually fought in Korea. He was in the army for World War II. And then he was with the Navy in Korea and actually served on an aircraft carrier and fought. So, like, post Korea, he came home from the base the one day, like when they got stationed back in the States in California, and he came home, and my aunt, who was like 2 years old at the time, or like 1.5,
Yeah.
he comes home. And she's sitting on the living room floor, and she's chewing on his war medals.
Oh my god!
And like my grandpa comes in and goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, and like my grandma was like, "Oh, she was fussing, so I gave her something to play with." And he's like, "I put my life on the line for those." He was like having a panic attack. It's like, no, like find something else, like get a binky or something. Right? He's like chewing on his like.
These represent the highest valor.
Yeah, right. Or his meritorious service medal.
My God.
Just to let you know, in our marriage, your bravery and valor means fucking nothing, bud.
Oh yeah. Just,
Where were you?
I had to-
Not
I had
here.
to calm your daughter down.
Oh, that's madness.
I'll give you your medal back if you stir that soup for me. Jesus, do something.
Right.
Christy, you got a game for us, don't you?
Oh. Yeah, I do. I'm fucking with you.
Name that punky.
Oh, God, I wish. I
Punky.
could only wish that we were that podcast. It would be so much funnier. I just bent my nail back.
Name that dying Henry.
Punky.
I do have a game for
punky.
you all. It's not Name That Punky, unfortunately.
We're going to play that one time.
We do.
I'm going to set it up.
Okay.
But straight from Goose Chase, our other podcast.
It's time for Tuesday evening.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me? You mean to tell me? Everyone's playing.
A Merv Griffin production.
Sorry. Little Goose Chase aside for y'all.
Shout out to Teach.
Yeah, seriously, we're still using that theme all this time.
Really good.
I don't
Really
want
good
any.
theme.
I don't want anything else.
Get stuck in your head.
Yeah. You need to tell me. You need to tell me. You need to tell me.
Everyone's playing.
That famous game.
So speaking of, Truths and Snooze is a game, famous game, a fun little game where I will give you 3 headlines. 3 are false. The snooze one is true. The trues you have to guess which is which. Fuck you, Dave.
Separate
For trying to rush me.
The faster gesture.
Honestly,
wait,
honestly, I did that first to him on an episode of Ghost
Yeah.
Chase. He was doing really good too, and I did that to him, not thinking he'd actually react, and he did. And I was like, "Oh my god!" And then he fucked it up because I made him go too fast.
So I'm still unclear on the rules of Truth and News. I'm sorry.
I just.
Truths and News is a game, a fun little game in sweeping the nation, in which I will give you 3 headlines. 2 will be false. The news one is true. The trues you have to tell me which is which.
Pretty good.
How many points do I earn for hitting the news through the wickets?
3, but if I do that, I'll have to punt you.
Right. Is that how it works?
If he does it,
Sure.
I punt him.
Whatever.
You get punted.
There's punting.
English
Got it.
baseball.
We never get to the punting part of Trues and Fnews.
It's time for truths.
Yeah, very rarely.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Yeah, let's do
play
this
it.
thing.
All right, you ready?
Yes, I am excited.
Ben, for a second, I thought you were going to make the same joke that you didn't understand the rules and make me do it again. All right, number 1. Man's bladder exploded after holding in pee for 18 hours after beer binge.
Oh, no.
Oh,
for how many hours?
18.
Christ.
All right, number 2. South Carolina woman on the lam for grand theft successfully evades police by disguising herself with Groucho glasses.
Please let it be that one.
Salt Lake City man who stole package containing life-saving medication mails it back with apology note stating, "I was hoping it was a video game."
Oh, wait, say that again?
Salt Lake City man who stole package containing life-saving medication mails it back with apology note stating, "I was hoping it was a video game."
Wow. Okay.
All right, you want your recap?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to get this one. I just know it.
Okay.
Number 1. Man's bladder exploded after holding in pee for 18 hours after beer binge. Number 2. South Carolina woman on the lam for grand theft successfully evades police by disguising herself with Groucho glasses. Number 3. Salt Lake City man who stole package containing life-saving medication mails it back with apology note stating, "I was hoping it was a video game."
Okay, so I have a couple titles for these
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
nice.
that I literally just came up with, so don't judge me too hard.
That's my move. I like it.
The first one I'm going to title "You Just Rent It." Like, you don't buy beer, you just rent it.
Oh, okay. Nice.
The second one is Mark's Lives Matter. And the third one is Honor Amongst Thieves.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
I okay, so I'm going to I think I already have my answer.
I think I do too.
I'm going with the third one, the package thief, for 2 reasons. One, the bladder explosion thing. I don't know a single drunk person who would hold in their pee for that long.
Yeah.
You would either pass out and wet yourself or just piss outside, like on a wall or something.
I think that's true.
Like an American, a regular American.
And then the second one is just too far fetched for me to believe.
So I'm actually going to go with the second one because it's just far fetched enough for me to believe.
That's the thing is, I also feel like it's the second one.
I feel like the police in the Carolinas are just dumb enough to not pick up on that. Also, I watched Duck Soup again recently.
He went that away.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here, officer. I don't. Yeah, you know what? It feels like the second one to me too. I agree that the pee thing is hard to believe. I don't know if anyone can hold their pee
Hard
for all
to
that time.
pee leave.
And do you believe in
Life after pee.
pee? That's right.
I think, yeah, and the package thief one, it just feels like something you would think of. I don't know why. I'm going number 2 as well.
I think so.
Dave, I'm going number 2. Dragowski.
You ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're all fucking
Are
wrong.
you kidding me?
What? It was the pee?
That's the trues?
It was the pee?
Yeah.
Do you have any more information on this man?
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear it.
I was writing something that I learned.
Asshole.
Oh my god. Yeah, is he alive or is he in septic shock?
Yes, but let
Okay.
me find this article
Okay.
from Fox News.
Okay, yes.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Where all the real news comes
Yeah,
from.
everything true and honorable.
In an incident that redefines sleeping it off, a Chinese man's bladder burst when he unknowingly held his pee in for 18 hours after binging on booze.
Unknowingly.
The 40-year-old man, identified only as Mr. Who,
Who?
reportedly
Oh, I
fell
know him. He's on
asleep
first.
and
Yeah, right.
passed out after downing 10 bottles of beer during heavy drinking session that night prior
Amateur.
without heeding nature's call once. After experiencing stirring abdominal pains, the logger-logged soul reported to the Zhuji People's Hospital in Zhejiang, eastern China, where a CT scan revealed that his bladder was torn in 3 places. The pee-induced pain was so intense that Hu was unable to lie flat, and he failed to relieve himself of his massive urine reservoir despite several attempts. Even worse, one of the holes had ruptured toward his abdominal cavity and forced part of his intestines to spill into the bladder. A complication doctors deemed potentially fatal if not fixed immediately.
Oh, gee, I think.
Unfortunately, they were able to save his life via emergency surgery. He's since been released from the hospital after making a complete recovery. While such bladder explosions are rare, the local hospital claims that every year they admit at least one such patient. And binging on beer is apparently the perfect recipe for a perforated pee pouch. When you
Perforated pee pouch.
Well, yeah,
Yep.
exact words from these Chinese doctors.
When you drink alcohol, it causes the body to produce more urine than usual. That could potentially contribute to the bladder being full. Okay, Dr. Gill.
I just imagine
A
this doctor.
board-certified urologist at the Cleveland Clinic in Ohio tells Life Science.
He knew he was talking to Fox News, so he had to explain it like he's talking to 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
So when you drink alcohol, your pee-pee sac fills up more.
But I would imagine, even if you pass out, that your body could still pee when you're not aware, right?
Yes.
Weird.
As someone who has blacked out and pissed himself, I can definitely tell you,
Right.
you will pee.
You will pee. You cannot stop it.
Yeah. Despite your best efforts.
You will not stop
Apparently, some people in China don't pee when they're passed out.
Sure.
I just can't imagine being the doctor who has to be like, sir, I'm sorry to tell you that your pee-pee bladder has ruptured and there's now poo-poo in your pee-pee bladder.
So wait, Christy, who went to the hospital?
Yes.
Wait, who?
Who did?
No, but who did?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Who went to the hospital?
Man, you like that totally original joke that I just came up with off the top
Nobody
of my
did
head?
it first
And
or
yep.
better.
And he was operated on by what?
Cleveland. No.
We have the best jokes, the most
The
original
best
jokes.
jokes.
Nobody had ever heard of this joke before. I did a lot to popularize it.
That was the first one. Everyone thought it was so fucking funny.
I'm fucking hilarious.
I'm so funny. I made people pee-pee and poo-poo in the bed.
I'm so goddamn motherfucking funny. He's just getting more unhinged.
It's lots more cursing. Listen, you bunch of fat cunts. I'm the funniest fucker.
So can I give you an honorable mention?
Yes.
So I wanted to use this, but it was maybe just a little too real, and I thought you'd guess it. But it's from The Atlantic, and the headline is, "My Little Pony fans are ready to admit they have a Nazi problem."
I saw that.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't choose that one.
Took him long enough.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's kind of been around the internet for a while, right?
Right.
There's there's a strange trend towards fascism within.
Well, there's there's an intersection of the kind of people who
Neckbeards.
you could just say
watch
neck-
My Little
neckbeards,
Pony
yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah.
And fetishize it.
Okay,
and-
so I had to admit to someone at work the other day that I like My Little Pony. I forget why. They said something and I knew way too much information about it. And I was like,
Yeah, but it's
I like My Little Pony. Friendship is magic. I'm sorry.
it's different for a woman who grew up with it.
Yeah.
True.
yeah, I think there's a big difference.
As opposed to
I grew up with the original.
24-year-old man
Yeah.
in cargo shorts.
as opposed to a neat who
The thing is, I get why anyone would like the show. It is legitimately funny, and they do have people like Weird Al Yankovic on, and the guy who played
Sorry, it's just really funny.
was it Q?
oh yeah, John Delancey.
Yeah.
He's in it
Yeah.
too. It's actually a fun show, but I think the majority of bronies who like it are just doing it for the lulz,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's ironic,
My favorite part is
and
how
that's
everyone
where the
becomes friends by
Nazism
the
comes
end.
in.
My favorite part is that fat horse ass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, with a curly tail.
No,
You know, women owe me sex. I wish Princess Celestia would swallow me whole. I'm not weird. I just want a pony to choke on my dick. Why are you oppressing me?
I'm just in awe. I'm just a witness to this horrible thing that's happening. Someone come save me.
Women won't date me because of feminism.
I just remembered why it came up at work and how I exposed myself as knowing too much about it. Someone had been shopping for their daughter for her birthday, and they're like, "Yeah, there was like My Little Pony toys, but they were girls and they weren't ponies. Are there girls in My Little Pony?" And I was like, yeah, so at the end of one of the seasons, they enter like a wormhole into another dimension where it's the same characters except they're girls. And then I was like, I know way too much about this. I made this weird. Yeah. I need to dismiss myself from this conversation.
I'll see myself out.
We're like sitting at the lunch table at work, and I'm like, I should not have admitted any of that. I was the only one at the table. I was the one at the table without kids.
Yeah.
Just that guy in the cargo shorts is really funny.
Yeah.
Just surrounded by like normal women, and then that guy.
Yeah. At a convention.
Yeah, right.
The body pillow of an animated 10-year-old.
In a backpack full of MREs.
Which you can buy on the internet. You can buy that. Yeah. Gross.
I want the body pillow of the Neckbeard with the Trilby and the Doritos and Mountain Dew.
Yeah. You can still buy that thing.
I know it's like
sale.
$40 or $50 though, right?
I think it's more. I think it's about $100. But I do want it.
I'm just gonna make one.
That's hysterical.
It wasn't.
Boy, get me fabric paint.
It was not that long ago that I learned about that weird trend of guys who are into clearly underage cartoons, but they just make it their backstory that they're 400 years old or something.
Oh,
So it makes it okay for them.
What?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of this thing?
No.
It's like guys fetishizing little cartoon girls.
I've heard of that.
And then they'll be like, well, actually,
Please,
she's
Dave, it's called volley.
okay. I don't want to brag, but I know a lot about this particular perversion.
The thing is, it's not just these people; it's the media they get these characters from. That in the media, canonically, these are 4,000-year-old beings or whatever, but they have the body of a 10-year-old girl,
which I didn't know that.
And because Japan is fucking strange.
Yeah, well, it just gives people a license to fetishize really young girls, which is fucking weird.
I was reading an article about this where if a character is attracted to kids in an anime or something, it's seen more as a funny little quirk or a weird little character as opposed to just being a flat out pedophile.
There's that pervert again. What's he getting into?
Wacky pervert. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That wacky pervert who
we'll get him next time.
Girls on the way to school.
Yeah.
It's
dark.
There's some dissonance in value between us and Japan in that regard.
It just weirds me out.
But it should be noted too that most people in Japan look at these people in the same way that we do.
Right. Yeah, sure. Of course. Most people are not weirdo perverts in that particular way.
Yeah.
Most people. Right.
And there is still good anime out there without any of that fucking weirdness. I was going to start watching Attack on Titan until someone told me that the creator has some pretty well-known fascist leanings.
Oh wow!
And some of it shows through the story. So I'm like, okay,
is too fascistish?
I'll 9.
Does that Rick and Morty thing?
Ich bin Kommunist.
Donut.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
Ich bin ein
Donut. Ich bin a jelly donut.
Ich bin ein Bärklaw.
Ich bin.
Take me to your Dunkin'.
Ich mich.
Nice.
No, that's I am me.
I mean, yeah, works.
That's really funny.
Ich bin.
Das mich.
That's fucking great.
That's really funny.
I think that's still wrong too. I don't know. I don't speak German.
Yeah. Christy, I think it's time to bring us to the main topic.
Are we ready for that?
I think so.
Are we prepared?
I don't know. It really depends on what torture you have brought to us today.
I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
So basically, this is Corona times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
So I feel like during these last few months, there's a lot of like stress and a lot of pressure to like do something you wouldn't normally be doing because a lot of people had time off.
Like
or they're
burning
working
down
from
police
home.
stations.
Right.
Yeah.
Or baking.
Making
Baking
all
cops
the
into a
bread,
pie.
growing mushrooms.
Bake a loaf of bread. Fuck the police.
Right.
Bring down the patriarchy, anything,
Smash it. Smash it, please.
Smash it all up. But basically, my question is, what is something you started doing during this pandemic time that you either didn't expect you do, or maybe something you thought you do that you ended up not doing, just a hobby you picked up or a weird habit you picked up or anything really?
Okay. So we're talking like life after coronavirus.
Life plumb in the middle of the horrible happenings that is a pandemic.
It was a little after I returned to work, but because we can't really go places anymore, Aubrey and I spend a lot of time in the apartment, and I recently took up bird watching again.
Oh,
nice.
really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
That's why I was asking a couple weeks ago if I still had a pair of binoculars here.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But I ended up getting like a good starter pair for like $25 on Amazon.
That's cool.
Nice.
And we went to, and this might be something we can do this coming Saturday morning too. We went to the Lily Pond at Mill Creek Park because that's where I did bird watching for a few months when I was really young. That's where I got those binoculars from, and one of my favorite spots to go is the Lily Pond and Lake Glacier because you could see some herons there.
Yeah.
Is the Lily Pond the one? That's the one I'm thinking of, right? The with the big
pond.
koi.
There's always ducks there.
Yeah,
It's down there past the par 3 course.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
usually turtles on a little log.
Yeah, tons of turtles.
There's usually look for the turtles. They're usually
they're
there.
always there.
I know, but I like that in my head it's the same turtles.
Yeah.
There's these turtles that are on a log. You go see those turtles.
The same turtles since I was a kid, and if you tell me otherwise, I will cry right
The
now.
same turtles, and I saw these 50-year-old turtles.
And they were so lazy. They didn't move once in like 5 decades.
I had to throw a piece of bread in the water to get them to do anything, and it was so bad.
They were so stupid, and I said, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
I'm the funniest.
I'm a fucking funny piece of shit.
Fuck you, turtles. You're not funny.
Sorry.
So we went not this past weekend, but the weekend before, and went to the Lily Pond.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough. I was looking in the trees to see if there were, because Aubrey was really hoping to see an owl.
Yeah.
And there was a heron in the tree, and I had no idea they perched.
Yeah,
I didn't either.
But he was just up there, just preening, and
hello.
but we also heard something that sounded like a creaking door.
Was it like a
Was it a
bullfrog?
frog?
No, it was up in the tree. It was up in a tree behind us. We couldn't find the bird making the noise, but it occurred. We couldn't find the bird that was making the noise. It was literally just like.
Just some guy doing
Actually,
Foley
a creepy
effects.
old man.
It was a
Creepy
1940s
old man.
mobster.
You turn around, he's got like a leaf obscuring his face. He's just like, meh.
But it occurred to me later that deer calls sound the same.
Yes.
So it was either a bird imitating a deer call, or it was an actual deer that was just echoing in a weird way.
Yeah.
It could have been a deer imitating a bird imitating a deer call.
Yes.
Yeah.
It could have been a
That was my
hunter
other theory.
imitating a bird imitating a deer call.
Right.
But in the tree.
It was definitely coming from above us, like directly behind and above us. So I climbed up into the brush and looked around, but I couldn't see it.
Chris, I think you have that wrong. I think it was a hunter imitating a deer, imitating a bird, imitating a deer call.
Imitating a tree.
imitating a hole, imitating a bog, imitating a bog down in the valley-o.
Down in the valley.
where is the turtle in all of this?
Rattling bug down in the
Where is the
valley-o.
turtle?
The turtle's involved.
They're
Well,
in the
he's-
pond.
The what?
They're in the pond.
There's
okay,
a
right.
conspiracy
Down in the
to get me-
valley-o.
to get me out of office, and the turtles are in on it.
Turtles are generally not found in trees.
Thousands and thousands
Generally.
Gen-
I want to know about the time when they are, though.
The turtles want me out of office, and this is how it goes. They're going to mail in false ballots.
They're in the trees.
They're in the turtles are in the trees now.
And they're making deer calls like they're birds.
Making deer calls like they're birds.
We got to get away from him.
And I thought this
That's a good.
not great.
so good.
Not great. Man, am I fucking funny?
I thought this. Ooh, boy, I'm really fucking funny.
Sorry. Oh God.
So
I
anyway,
didn't know that you started doing this.
Yeah, I didn't either.
yeah. Well, we started doing it on the porch, on the balcony. And around the apartment, there's not too much. Every once in a while, you'll see a blue jay or a cardinal.
Yeah, right.
which is nice. But what I've been doing too is tracking sightings with this really neat Autobahn app.
There's a lot of really cool bird watching apps out there.
Yeah, so it'll let you track
Brand
where you
new
saw
sentence.
it. You can identify birds by color or type or size. And,
It's really cool.
What do you think the shittiest bird is?
seagulls, definitely.
No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seagulls.
no question. It's
Even
it's
pigeons
seagulls.
have those pretty iridescent feathers.
Feathers.
The leather feathers.
It's cruel to have real feathers, even as a pigeon. So
I mean,
they
you
use
look like a
fake
badass
ones.
when you put on those feathers. You're like, I'm a bruiser.
And it's half the cost. Sorry.
You're right, though. Seagulls are the shittiest bird.
They suck. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're, not
Any
cool.
kind of gull bird.
They're consistently the first birds that shit on your car when you're in a parking lot in
Yep.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Like right after your
It's
right
so
after your car's
weird.
washed.
They treat the parking lots like it's the sea.
Yeah,
they just
I know.
I don't understand them.
Well, they're just trash birds. They
Yeah,
just
dumb.
want garbage.
Yeah, they just go wherever the trash is, which sadly is oceans
Youngstown, Ohio.
and Youngstown.
At Walmart.
In the middle of the Austintown Plaza.
Yeah.
Where you can get a French fry easy.
Yep.
There's there's a cool app. I know, cool app for bird watching.
Raid Shadow Legends.
But it
Use
might
our
be
code.
National Geographic, and it lets you it has bird calls that you could just play. And so my brother and his wife are bird watchers. Like, it's something they like to do, and they live right by Mill Creek Park, so it's really easy for them to go
right
down.
by Lake Glacier. It's sweet.
Yeah,
Primo
their
territory.
road dead ends, and right beyond the barrier, there's literally a trail down into Lake
They're by,
Glacier.
they're by
area.
Fellows Riverside Gardens, so
Oh,
it's like
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Let me give you their address.
I know where they're at. They were the Youngstown fucking do whatever you want. Wait, the Youngstown fucking do whatever you want. What project?
Project.
Uh,
Oh,
they-
right.
yeah, they-
Okay.
it was like the revitalization project was selling houses down there a couple of years back, and they were advertising the housing was really really cheap for the area, and they were trying to get artists and
They knew
That's
someone.
right.
Yeah.
They knew the person who was selling her house, and so they ended up buying it from her because they knew her from their church and stuff. It's a beautiful house, and it's such a cool area because they
Yeah.
could just
Oh,
go to
yeah.
the park. But they've been bird watching for a while, and I remember them telling me one time they saw a hawk or something, or an eagle or something. And they found the bird call and they played it, and the bird dive bombed them immediately. So you got to be careful when you use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It actually does work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to Fellas whenever they that sounds weird saying it like that. Fellows.
I actually kind of like that if it was just Fellas Riverside Gardens.
fellas.
Hey, bud.
That's
Welcome to Fellas Riverside Gardens. You want a Sony or what?
so you get a liquor license. That'll be the bar that's going to replace
Yeah.
Kravitz. Fellas.
That's actually a really good name for a bar.
Fellas Riverside
It's a
Beer
great
Garden.
name for a gay bar.
Yeah, I like the beer garden.
Fellas.
Fellas.
I like it.
Anyway, I want to go to Fellows again.
been there in a
Whenever
while.
it's safe to do it.
It's probably safe to wander around the gardens. There's so much distance.
Yeah, because I wanna see some motherfucking hummingbirds.
Yeah.
I demand to see some motherfucking hummingbirds.
Show me your goddamn.
Where are you
hummingbird.
hiding them?
You're
Where are those
you're
adorable
looking at
little
them
fucks?
with binoculars and they're going.
Wait, is it like a humming?
They're humming.
Is that what humming is to you?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're straining to take a shit, Chris.
When people are humming, they're usually like, these guys are.
Very strange.
Do you have any idea how many times a minute those motherfuckers slap their wings?
Yeah,
it's
they,
crazy.
They gotta be like that's some serious fucking cardio.
Yeah, right. It's like one of those like absolute meatheads at the gym.
That's why they eat sugar water. I mean, if you put out a hummingbird finger feeder,
Put out a hummingbird finger, they're gonna get concerned.
Or a whole basket of hummingbird fingers with some ranch to dip on the side.
And like a pike.
you have any idea how long it took me to get all of these?
you put out a hummingbird feeder. It's just sugar water. Why can't I talk?
A bowl of hummingbird fingers, painfully extracted one at a time.
Just to let them know, not these flowers. Stay off my porch.
Stay out of my fucking yard.
We don't negotiate with eco terrorists stealing our fucking nectar.
Oh, that's so funny.
It reminds me of the guy who made the squirrel obstacle course.
Oh,
that
yeah.
video I showed you on
The same
Share
dude
with
that
the
did
group.
the same dude that did the package thief video, Chris,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you
yeah.
shared.
Yeah.
He did a squirrel obstacle course.
He used to work for NASA actually, and he
Yeah.
participated in like building the rovers that they use. But now he does things like build obstacle courses for squirrels in his backyard.
Right.
Sure.
Because the world is insane.
With a very complicated reward system where they can earn a bunch of walnuts if they get through these Ninja Warrior-esque challenges.
The best part is the step at which, as long as they don't get distracted by these squirrel, like a little stuffed squirrel dressed up like
In a
buxom
bikini.
lady, if they don't get stuck there, then they won't fall off. They
Yeah.
keep moving. But if they stay too long and they're entranced by the home wrecker,
Yeah.
That's what they
off
call. That's what
they go
call
off the rail.
it's
home wrecker.
it's really funny, and it's done in such a way that it's not harmful to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike the traps my grandpa used to set up,
Yeah.
Which would fucking
which would
murder
kill them.
It was a one-way maze right into it, just a machete.
It was literally a bucket with water in it and peanut butter on the edge.
It's one of those industrial
It was murder
shredders
bucket.
that just just takes like a safe and destroy.
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh,
That would do it.
don't like that idea.
Don't like that.
Entrails.
Anyone else start doing anything new and interesting and weird?
Ah.
I started setting up elaborate ways to murder squirrels.
Someone should be worried about me.
Hello, Nutsy. I don't know. I'd
Don't
like to
look-
play a little game.
Don't look in the shed.
Do you guys know that there was I saw in the news recently that animal groups in Iowa are concerned right now because they think someone is acquiring like strays and people who are selling their pets and like pets from shelters to fucking like abuse them. Like serial killer shit. Like someone's going around and just
Christ.
like acquiring tons of fucking animals.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Gross.
If true,
Well, I mean,
really creepy.
here's the thing: is like right now, a lot of people are adopting animals because
Right.
people have been at home, and so it's kind of like if you're trying to get a bunch of animals, it's kind of the time to do it.
Well, yeah, but like
I'm sure they're not adopting them though. They're like,
they think that they're
They
like
don't wanna
stealing them
spend
from
money on
people's
them.
yards,
Yeah.
adopting them,
Oh my
buying
God.
them. Yeah, like pets are going fucking missing somewhere in Iowa. That's really concerning. That's like the next.
so
fucking
don't go to
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Iowa for a while, guys.
Not cool.
Someone's practicing.
So if I needed another reason to never go to Iowa,
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so I got one. I started taking heroin consistently. No,
And so far, it's going great.
It's going great.
Yeah.
By the way, do any of you have any heroin? No. I started DMing my own D&D campaign.
Yeah.
It's really cool. The map building and world building. The first session was admittedly a little shaky because it's really hard to improvise.
Fortunately for you, the most experienced DM you know is in the party you're managing.
Correct.
So if you ever need a fallback,
yes, I can ask and have asked questions. At certain intervals, but we're having a lot of fun so far.
Yeah,
they haven't touched any of the main story because we haven't gotten there yet. They've got some.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah,
because I've always wished my DMs in the past would do this.
Beat the shit out of them.
Keep a log, just like a little journal. It doesn't have to be very
a log
extensive.
where you can grow some mushrooms.
Give everyone $20.
Of what you thought the campaign would be, or like what the goals you had for them to hit.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
And then keep a little log next to that of what they actually do in each session.
That's a great idea.
This session, I meant for you to go talk to this guy, figure this thing out, go on this mission, go on this quest, whatever. And you guys just fucked around and got real drunk and bought a bunch of shit for 5 hours.
That's a really good idea. I actually recorded like halfway through right at the beginning of the second session.
I kind of want to hear that.
I started recording it. Yeah, I have like 4 or 5 hours of just material.
Is it pretty audible?
It's I had.
I'm sure it's a little rough.
If you guys have ever listened to the old Dude Cast before, I'm looking at you guys like fucking obviously
I've never heard of this thing.
But like anybody at home, if you listen to like season 1 of the Dude Cast, it sounds like that. It's the omnidirectional.
Yeah,
which isn't terrible.
It isn't terrible. It's not great,
right?
But it is recorded, so I can go back and laugh. I will tell you. Okay, so Dan, friend of the podcast, Dan is in our D&D group.
Yes, my arch nemesis.
So is Jake. For any of you Best Buy people, Jake's in our D&D.
I still want to hang out with Jake.
I want to hang out with Jake.
I know. What the
God
fuck,
damn
Jake?
it.
You fucking piece of shit.
We've tried to no avail. I talked to him at your wedding.
I say my favorite picture from my wedding is a picture of me twirling Jake in front of the camera, and he's got this like enchanted look on his face while I'm spinning him. I'm very drunk, like very very drunk at that point.
What a magical night!
It was really magical.
It was magical.
It was kind of enchanting.
It was like I think it had like an enchanting vibe.
Yeah, it's sort of somewhat like
Dare I say?
It must have been all of those wonderful paper cranes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That kind of did it.
Hundreds and hundreds of paper cranes.
Yeah. The previous months fully consumed with folding paper cranes.
And they all
I will never do anything like that for anyone ever again.
Don't. It's horrible. I will never do anything like that for any major life event ever again.
Don't ask me. I won't.
It's terrible. It's horrible. Fortunately, I'm in charge with when we do the vow renewals. I get to plan that one, and I already have it planned. It's already taken care of.
Hey, when is that? How do you? What's?
I think I'm going to wait till 10 years, and then we'll do a vow renewal.
Right.
But I have that plan.
Just wait till you're right on the brink of divorce.
Yeah, right. Hey, baby.
And then pull that one out of the closet like, hey.
Right when you find out your wife is leaving you.
Hey, but I had this vow renewal plan with Little Caesars, and
Listen, I'm going to get
the crazy combo, just you and me.
Get on one knee and feed you pizza while I read my vows.
That's my fetish. No, but I recorded the second session. I have most of it. So I'll tell you, like, Jake and Dan's characters are brothers in the campaign, and they're both elves. And the continent that they're on is like the elven homeworld, is like that major city is on the continent that they're on. And we have it to they hemmed and hawed over what the elvish accent would be. And we settled on like it's like an Arkansas Carolinian in certain stages southern
So it sounds
accent.
like boogie?
Kind of. Well, I don't know. So maybe we could. That's more Arkansas, I think.
I think that's almost like Florida, like northern
Maybe.
Florida.
Yeah, it's definitely southern. They have this really like kind of southern Cajun.
What you see here?
What we got is.
I love the idea that the elves sound like that.
Yeah,
like
right.
Southerners, yeah.
You wouldn't associate that.
It's really funny, and they act it out like perfectly, which is really funny because our DM, everybody here at this table, we're also in another campaign as players, and our DM is in my campaign, and he's really excited because he gets to play, and he is like. he's like way older than the other two. So he's like, and you know, but like straight, he's like kind of like the straight character, smart, really capable, but like not fucking.
Oh, he's not straight.
Oh no. But he's not a goofball like the other two are, and they're just really funny. Okay, so like I'll give you a good example. Like Jake's character, they went into town and they were like, I think he was looking for the job board, but he's like, he's in the square of this town where there's like all these like markets and carts set out where people would sell stuff, and he's like, are there people around me? And I'm like, yeah, you're like right at the edge of the market district, so there's a lot of people walking by. And he's like,
Jake, by the way,
yeah. He's like, is there like people within 5 feet of me? And I said, yeah. And he's like, I'm gonna grab the first one I see and just shake him and go, where is it? So he just like, I had him. He like grabs this old man and he's like, "Where is it? Tell me where it is." And he's like shaking him.
What an insane decision!
And Dan's character is his little brother.
Yeah.
So he's just like tagging along, like, and he's like, "Yeah, where is it?" And he's behind him, and they're like gathering, but he doesn't say what it is that they're looking for. And he's
That's
like,
so
"Where is
good."
it?" Dan's like, "Yeah, where is it?" They're gathering a crowd of people around him.
Sure, they're attracting attention.
And I made him like roll an intimidation check because he doesn't know what's going on. He rolled like a 19. And I'm like, yeah, the guy like falls to his knees and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'll tell you whatever you want. So Jake's just going, tell me where it is. I know you know where it's at. Yeah, you tell him. You tell him. And then at one point, like,
All he had to do was go to the guild.
you're right. And like at one point, Dan's character turns and he's trying to distract the guard by playing music. And then he rolled like a super high performance check. So like half the crowd is like,
They don't give a shit.
half the crowd's like concerned with this old man, and the other half is like, they're like giving him tips.
That's a bumping.
Yeah.
That's a bumping jam.
Yeah, I rolled a constitution check for the old man, and he pissed himself in fear. And like crawled away. Like Jake finally like drops him, and the guy scurries away. And then he grabs the next guy, and he's like, "Hey, can you tell me where the guild is?" The guy's like, "It's right over there." And he's like, "Oh, thank you." And just like, it was so funny.
Oh my god!
It was so funny. Like it's
so
crazy.
good.
where is it? And it was like, it was so funny. I was laughing about it like 6 hours later. I was like sitting on the couch like at night. I sent him a text. I'm like, both of you add a D4 of inspiration because that was fucking hilarious, and I can't stop thinking about it.
That's so incredibly fucking
But
funny.
yeah, that's like if you want any idea about like what our campaign is like so far.
Oh, I love it.
Tell him where it is. You better where is it? You better tell him. It's so funny.
Oh wow! What a fucking hoot!
Y'all are playing in another D&D campaign too.
We are, yeah. Which the podcast is not out yet, but we are making a podcast out of that one.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to really talk about that much on here.
I talked about it on Sequelize This a little bit, like when it releases. We kind of have a release schedule for it now. We think it's going to be the first episode's going to come out like mid or end of July, just for time. So we have like a backlog of stuff. It's Taverns, Travel, and Tests. So look for that podcast when it releases.
Yeah.
TT&T. Kind of like diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yeah.
Yeah, people who have listened to the show might remember from the time the Chuck was on.
Yes.
I can't remember what the topic was.
It was a long
Medicine.
time ago.
It was
It
medicine.
was a long time ago.
Was it medicine? It
was medicine.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chuck was on. He's our DM, and he wanted to do a podcast, so we all agreed, and it's us 3 dudes.
Yeah.
And Chuck is DMing. We're having a lot of fun so far.
It has been a lot of fun. I don't know how much I want to talk about it without
Yeah.
spoiling it.
No, I didn't mean to like
No, you're
make
okay.
you talk about stuff you don't want to talk about.
No, you're fine. But we'll say we're in the town of Brisket for their meat festival right now.
We have showed up at the hallowed town of Brisket.
Yes. And it's a blast. It's going to be really funny. We hope you guys like it when it comes out.
Yeah. He's coming to town, he said, soon, right?
That's great because that means we can cut one of them like in person. I can.
Wait, is he not in town?
No.
He doesn't live here
He's in
anymore?
Columbus.
Yeah, he's in Columbus.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, he's in
I
Columbus.
didn't realize he had moved.
I didn't either until he had said something. Like when we started, I was like, "Oh, that I remember him vaguely saying something about it the last time he was here."
Right.
But yeah,
No, good for him.
I'm gonna be really happy when he comes back in, so we can maybe do the damn thing in person.
I can't see a reason we shouldn't record it in this room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get some better audio on it. But we were having a blast with that. So a lot of D&D stuff. I never thought I would. I wanted to DM, but I didn't think I could do it. And my party's really fun to DM for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
That sounds
Well, they're fucking
amazing.
insane. It sounds like
They're really
That's
funny.
amazing.
They're really funny. They're and oddly enough, like they have the southern accents, but they're in a racist part of the continent against elves.
okay.
So it's like
they walk in there with their elf accents, and people kind of turn their noses up at them.
Yeah, the town they're in now is a little bit better, but like they basically started out their campaign getting into a bar fight with a bunch of people who
course.
don't like them.
Well, if you'll remember, the Windowless Vanguard
Yes.
started their
And,
adventures
Winklevoss.
by attempting to repeatedly intimidate guards.
Yep.
Causing fights, failing at all of that.
Yes, walking,
Steal from members of their
Stealing
own
from members of their
party.
own party.
waving rotted troll dicks at each other. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little later. It takes a while to get to the stage of waving a rotting troll dick, but
yeah.
I mean, I ate that troll dick.
You did. No, Dan ate that troll.
Oh,
dick.
Dan ate that? No, I
No,
ate the troll dick.
Dan ate the rotten fish.
Oh, the rotten fish. That's right. You
Yeah.
ate. You ate the troll dick.
Right.
That's right.
And then I puked it up and I gave it to you because I felt bad.
Yeah. You like waving it at me. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
D&D, everybody. But yeah, it's been really fun. Early recommendation: if you want to build really, really, really fucking cool looking D&D maps, you should invest. It's like $26 for Incarnate, INKARNATE.
Oh, okay.
It's a fantasy map building website. You can do it for free, and you'll get like like a bunch of assets. But if you pay the extra money, you get like 6,000 assets to work with.
Wow.
And it makes really, really cool looking
Promo
fantasy
code
maps.
DUDE.
Yeah.
Use our promo code DUDE.
Yeah, not sponsored. Important to note, but Incarnate is super fucking cool.
Save 25%. Fuck you. Use the code 3DUDE.
Yeah, it's a blast. I'm having a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
I didn't.
Seems like a lot of
I
fun.
didn't. I knew it was gonna be fun, but I didn't think it was gonna be as fun as it's been.
Yeah.
On the topic of promo codes, I've been listening to a podcast about scams, and
Yeah.
other promo code for everything is scam, and it's just so good.
It's like, yeah, go. If you order right now from Wayfair and use our code
Scam.
like this feels
She's like,
wrong.
I don't know how they're letting me get away with it.
This doesn't feel good.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I struggle to think of what I've been doing that's been new. I mean, I have a project, but I haven't really gotten started.
VR in the house. VR in the house.
Oh, the VR thing has been
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, you joined the VR century.
I honestly have been wanting one of these for like 2.5, 3 years, maybe longer. So finally now I got myself an Oculus Quest, and all I want to do is be in VR.
Yeah, dude, it's a blast.
We've long joked that as soon as he got an actual workable VR headset that was like really good, we were immediately going to break up because
Right.
he was just never going to leave virtual reality. But
And
I didn't
basically that's
factor
true.
in that I also would never want to leave virtual reality.
It's been really cool. The Quest is like one of these few things that gets increasingly better and better and better with time. So like when they launched it, it was just designed to be a headset to do standalone games on the headset.
Yeah.
Right? So you download stuff over Wi-Fi to the headset, you play it on the headset does all the GPU stuff, and you get the Quest controllers, which are honestly pretty cool. They're the same controllers as the Rift, more or less.
Feels really good in your hands, right? Like,
yeah.
they're like really ergonomic. They,
Surprisingly.
yeah,
I mean,
they
they're
look
intuitive.
really cumbersome, but it feels really good in your hand.
Yeah, they never look, when you look at them, like they make sense.
Yeah.
The first time in the one game that I like handed something to myself, like I passed it from one hand to another.
Yeah.
We were casting to the screen so Dave could see what I was doing. And he was like, "Oh my God, what you just did." And I was like, "What?" He's like, you handed that to yourself. I was like, "Oh yeah, look at this." And I just kept doing it. Like,
It's weird how intuitive that things, once you understand the controls, it
Yeah.
feels natural to pass stuff between hands.
I've never been one for video games because I didn't have like systems and stuff growing up because my dad is like, he was not into it. And so
Yeah.
I just never got good at playing them because I didn't play them from a young age. And then I had other things I did and blah. But I did not expect like how that intuitive aspect because it feels like you're actually doing the
like
thing.
Scarily accurate.
It's like way easier to play a game when you feel like you're physically are doing the thing.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of fun. Also, I beat Dave's shooting high score in the intro game twice over.
Yeah, she's actually really good at that.
Oh, I remember that. The little
Yeah.
I
It's
remember
like the initial. What do they call it? Like first steps? I think.
Yeah, first steps.
Yeah.
So the first time I put the goggles on and screwed around with it, I kind of just waved my hand in front of my face like I was on acid.
Yeah.
It's just like, whoa, so fucking cool.
Yeah, just your hands being represented
Yeah.
is surprisingly immersive.
Yeah.
That one thing does so much.
I forget what it was. It was like a game or something in which your hands are really tiny. And it made me laugh for like 5 minutes straight.
What are you talking about?
I think it was the one game I started to play where there's a bunch of different rooms you can go in. The one where I was drawing penises in 3D.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, there's like some kind of like a demo thing. I can't remember what it is. But
Penis drawer 3D.
There's a bunch of different things you can
Mavis
do. I
Beacon's
went
draw
into
penis.
a room where you can like draw and make. You're supposed to be able to make like really cool stuff. I just drew 3D dicks and like was trying to explain the physics of my 3D dick.
She's like, the balls loop under, and then
this is
is
the
connected
jizz,
to
and
this.
it connects back into the balls this way.
Oh my god.
She really did create a wiener masterpiece.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing you said in response is like, I just don't get the.
I don't understand the geometry of the dicks. I
I
think.
don't understand the dick
This
geometry.
dick geometry, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really am enjoying it a lot. I just got the other day, I got Project Cars, and it's taken me a little bit of time to like get a little bit more understanding of how to drive in that game. Mm-hmm. It's actually kind of fucking infuriating, to be honest. Because like with racer games, I'm used to like just holding the drive all the way down and then applying handbrake at strategic times or whatever. Mm-hmm. You really can't do that. If you over accelerate, you spin out.
Yeah.
Like it's really a racing sim. Mm-hmm. It's meant to be more representative of what happens if you're in a car. And for a long like period of last night, I could not deal with that. Because you're like always spinning out and hitting walls and stuff. So you really have to like pay more attention to what you're doing.
Yeah.
But the upside of that game is it looks fucking awesome. And it puts you in the driver's seat, you know? And there's just so many cool experiences in VR that are like way more interesting just by being put in the middle of them. I'm going to put the thing on your head tonight. I want you to see it.
Okay.
I feel like you need to see
fun. It really is fun.
One thing is Leroy fucking hates VR. My dog hates VR.
He hates when Dave is wearing it. I don't know how that translates to other men, but he hates when Dave is wearing it. To contrast that, I can do anything and I am never wrong or bad. And so I put the VR headset on, sat next to Leroy on the couch, almost whacked him in the face when I was doing shit. No reaction. No reaction. But if Dave does it, end of the fucking world.
It's really weird. Like,
Game over.
like come up to me and just start barking, and I'm like, dude, you can't even see my eyes. Like, what is the threat? Like, what do you
I think that's
you're...
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that is it.
It's something
What else
unusual
have-
and strange.
Yeah.
I can't see the eyes.
Well,
see.
you started bread baking, which we talked a little bit about on the podcast.
Oh my god!
Did you ever try again?
Dude, it's been. I mean, I can't tell you
it's
how
been-
many fucking batches of attempted breads, rolls, and pizzas I
I
have
got
made.
to the point where I had to tell him to like moratorium on the bread making.
It was
He
becoming a
upset.
self-esteem issue.
Yeah. He
The Dave
personalizes.
Dragowski story.
Yeah.
Dude,
He
you ain't wrong.
personalizes
know.
and internalizes like anything
Everything.
not
I
going
know.
wrong.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult to deal with that
anything
kind of
go-
failure.
If you spend any kind of extended time as your friend, you tend to pick up on the fact that the smallest failures will automatically cripple your self-esteem, which I understand.
These were big failures.
Yeah, they were not big failures.
Yes, they were.
In the grand scheme,
In the grand scheme of life,
they
they
were
are
not
not
big
big
failures.
failures. In
You know,
the small
maybe.
scheme of you just wanting to make bread, oh my god, Dave, fucking get it together. You're a fuck up.
Yeah, where's my fucking loaf, dude?
Listen, it's like I feel like I was doing it right. And then I make these little dough rolls that like flatten out.
Thing is,
don't rise.
bread is fucking finicky.
Yeah.
Baking is fucking finicky. It's difficult for
love
everybody. And like most people when they make bread, especially right now, they're making like just a loaf of anything, like
Right.
a sourdough loaf. But you were trying to make buns, like rolls, and I feel like that's way more difficult.
I don't think it is. It can't be. It has to be. It can't be that hard.
But what you're going for is such a specific texture,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
There's
what
nothing
goes
worse
wrong,
than like a really dense dinner roll. It's so
It
dense.
came out like
Every single piece of yeast is so
it's so dense.
it's so dense.
they came out like scones.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't hate scones, but they're
Right.
that's not
You
a
can't
dinner
put
roll.
a
But it's
sandwich
not a
on them.
dinner roll.
You can't. No, you can put some cream cheese and some butter on
A
it.
little bit of fruit on that.
Fucking tell me I can't make a scone sandwich, bastard.
Pro tip: if you want to feel good about baking, I will give you the easiest banana bread recipe in the world. So fucking easy. Actually, I don't even have to give it to you. Watch You Suck at Cooking's banana bread recipe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I looked at all these I had leftover bananas and I'm like, I'm gonna make banana bread. And I looked at all these we talked about it last season on the podcast. All these dumb white girl recipes for
Oh my god.
oh, use only uncultured buttermilk. You know, like
When I think of
buttermilk that's just
banana
pissing
bread,
in the
I
street.
think of my great Nana and
Yeah.
all the delicious banana bread she made.
Shortly after the events of September 11th, 2001.
Yes. Here's my banana bread recipe. But first, a little bit about my abusive first husband.
My father fell to his death from the Statue of Liberty when I was 6 months old.
He was eating a banana.
And so in honor of him,
He slipped on a banana
I'm gonna
peel.
throw this banana bread off of the statue.
He was working on a skyscraper, walking down a girder, dropped his banana, and slipped on it.
When I was a child, I watched my best friend get torn apart by wolves.
Anyway, here's
Here's a delicious tuna salad. It's sure to make you forget about your deathly fear of wolves.
no, but I'm digging through all these recipes, and it's like, oh, they all and every single one of them. I looked through 5 of these things,
Yeah.
and they all had some dumb, stupid ingredient that was make sure you use this because this is what makes it,
Right.
and they were all different.
It'll be like shit like cream of tartar.
Yeah, okay. So one of them was make sure you use non-fat just plain Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
You have to use this. And then the next one would be
No, you
no,
don't.
You don't have to fucking do that. You got to put some Spanish paprika in
Our
there.
grandmothers didn't have access to
Right.
these
And
ingredients.
one of them was sour cream. They were all just different shit. And I'm like, this is stupid. And then I looked online for banana bread and I saw You Suck at Cooking had a banana bread recipe.
Yeah.
So I looked that up and it's basically okay, mix some sugar in with some eggs or with some butter, or oil. It was oil. Mix some sugar in with some oil, whip it together, crack some eggs in there, whip that together. Mash up some bananas, put that in there.
Yeah.
Put some flour in it, put some baking powder in it, put some salt in it, put it in a pan and put it in the oven. The
Done.
end.
doesn't sound like you
end.
need anything else.
Yeah, it even said and I'm gonna do it with 3 bananas next time, giggity. But he said you put 2 bananas, mash them up. You can use 3 if you want.
Yeah.
So and it's really fucking good banana bread.
Now, do you have to remove the bones from the banana yourself?
No, I prefer to keep the bones in because it helps
A
the
little
banana
extra texture.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
banana sinew breaks down a little
right.
faster.
Yeah, once you hit 195 degrees and that banana just falls right off the bone.
You do want to get a damp paper towel and pull the silver skin off of the banana.
Just remove that membrane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pull that off. It'll come right off.
Otherwise, it won't tenderize.
I like to use a little mustard as a binder.
I like to use a little mustard as a sexual lubricant.
So at the beginning of all this, I had a bunch of bananas to use up too.
Yeah.
And instead of making banana bread, I went a different direction and I made banana whoopie pies.
And they made a nuclear bomb. I was thinking about making banana bread, but then I was like,
I could get uranium-238 in the mail right now.
Yeah.
I'd rather jump in on this arms race thing everyone's doing these days.
I already have large amounts of saltpeter.
I had gotten out my measuring cups and I was like, oh, but I ran. And then I was like, it's time.
I knew it was coming.
Anyway, sorry.
Had to get away. Anyway, I made banana whoopie pies with a peanut butter filling and a ganache coating. And it was fucking bomb.
Rad.
I
So you
made them
did
for
make a
Easter.
bomb.
Yeah, I did. I made a bomb, a little banana delicious treaty
I
bomb.
fucking love whoopie pies.
Whippy.
Whippy.
Next time we can get together as a group again, like the big group, I will make whoopie pies for everybody.
Whippy.
They were really good. I would leave off the ganache last time because I kind of fucked it up. Not good at making
The
ganache.
next time we all get together,
Nosh is a pain.
I'm making like 3 fucking racks of smoked ribs.
I'll bring the uranium-238.
Perfect.
Yes. My secret ingredients.
Right on top of the. What if instead of ganache you made like I'm picturing you like made gnocchi instead? Oh well, they're spelled similar.
There's a G in it. You know
Fuck it,
what?
yeah, ganache, gnocchi.
I thought it would be fun.
Whatever, fuck it. Where are these potato dumplings on the? Sorry, this is a dumb joke. Stupid.
So what I've been doing is kind of going to be the most boring, but I
Awesome.
ended up with my stimulus check, so something I would not have been able to do outside of this pandemic. I bought myself a laptop, the first laptop I've had in like 10 years.
Yeah, I saw that Surface Book up there.
Yeah, it's really nice.
They're legit.
It's used too, or it's refurbished.
Right.
And
Luckily,
It-
seems to work pretty perfect.
works perfect. I also got a mouse, the Arc mouse,
Yes,
and
they're
the
really cool.
Surface Pen to go with it.
Have you seen that Arc mouse?
No.
They're so cool. They start
It's like flat.
and then you click it curved,
and
and
it'll-
then it turns on. It's a Bluetooth device.
Yeah, and when you're done
you
using it, you
snap
just
it.
flatten it again so you don't run out the batteries.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I started because I can remove it and just have it be a tablet, and I can draw directly on the tablet. And so for the first time in a long time, I had a device I could do art on again. I used to do it, and now I'm drawing some shit.
But wait.
I used to use my iPad Mini. What are you doing to your nipples over
Stretching.
there?
I'm stretching. Just stretching.
Just rubbing your nipples.
No, the thing is, this shirt is really thin material, so I'm trying to
Oh
like.
yeah, tell me more about that Surface mouse. Yeah.
It's like right on.
How many degrees of pressure sensitivity does that pen have? Yeah.
Like trying to pull Hunter S. Thompson's face away from my breasts.
You said it uses a quadruple A battery. I didn't even know that existed.
Brand new sentence.
Yeah, brand new sentence. Yeah, I have Hunter S. Thompson on my shirt
Breasts.
and on my breasts. Yeah.
Oh geez. Okay, so yeah, I started drawing again, and I started by basically asking our friends if I can draw a picture of them with their mask.
Yeah.
Because I needed something to distract me from everything, and I thought it would be a nice way to like make the adjustments we were making be something fun a little bit.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and I opened up commissions. I've done a couple commissions of them too. I started an Instagram, and I have not uploaded any photos to it because right around the time when I made the Instagram is when like everything else started happening and breaking loose and the protests, and I just like haven't had the heart to like do it. But
Plus, you started getting investigated by the NSA for buying all that uranium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's pretty hard to like maintain.
I've been on the run. I actually like as soon as we finish recording, I have to go.
Yeah, we gotta
into
get you
hiding.
out.
You got that artist life, and then you got that international domestic, terrorism life.
Right.
very
It's
hard
all
to-
about balance. I mean, they say you can't have it all, but I say lean in and be a domestic terrorist. That's
the
what she
advice.
meant.
That's what Sheryl Sandberg was talking about.
I'm pretty sure.
Lean in and
I've seen her
destroy civilization.
I've seen her pipe bomb collection.
Sheryl Sandberg's pipe bomb collection. It's just one of the things I do. I just collect pipe bombs. Dirty
You
bombs
can-
sometimes.
You can have it all. You can go to work. You can have a successful marriage. You can raise your family. You can collect pipe bombs and be a domestic terrorist. Just say, like, if you're not doing all those things, you just don't want it bad enough.
I'm looking at you, federal building.
Only reason you can't have it all is if I explode your life.
Right.
Literally.
Thanks, Sheryl Sandberg.
Goddess. Knows what she's talking about, that lass. But yeah, I just started doing art. I don't know why I called it
But yeah, anyway, I started doing art.
I digress.
What was I saying?
I just designed a logo for a friend. I don't know if she's going to end up using it or not, but she's started doing some baking, and she decided the name of her bakery is Do-si Dough. And so I made a logo of a cake and a pie dancing, and they have these little stick figure arms and legs that are like holding hands, and they have cowboy boots.
Yeah.
I'll show you guys later. I think I posted it in our group.
Yeah, you did.
I'm really proud of it because the little dancing and the boots are my favorite part.
Oh, yeah.
Turned out really well. I also, in high school with our friend Katie, I had, we made a cartoon called Dolan. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I've shown you guys. It's real dumb, but I decided to reprise Dolan a little bit. Katie's going to be having a baby in August, and so I made a comic all about how she's having a kid, and I think it turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I have to show it to her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe tomorrow when we see them, I will unveil
nice.
that. I made the whole thing, and I almost forgot to give it to her.
I just remembered on this podcast. Yeah. Making memories here on the Dude Cast.
Just like an odd thing to show up someone's house and be like, oh, yeah, I've been drawing you
I've
lately.
been trying you.
Yeah, right.
Nothing weird.
You know, in between buying my uranium and kidnapping all those animals.
Domestic terrorism.
Right. In between my work with Anonymous and whatever. Anyway.
If you talk about it on a podcast, it's not anonymous anymore.
I think just on time we ought to take ourselves a break.
Have we
Have we what?
Have we
Yes.
Have we covered the what have yous?
Yeah. Have we?
God.
Have we? What have?
Whatever.
Have we or not?
Have we
Have we or not have we?
So,
that
you know,
is the
like,
question. Whether 'tis nobler to have covered all the ins and outs.
The what have yous.
My face is melting off.
Yeah. Same. I gotta pee real bad.
I gotta pee real bad.
Jesus. Okay.
everybody.
That's gonna hurt. Let's take a break. We'll be back in a minute with our recommendations and what we learned.
Yeah, that.
All right.
Bye.
Starting this thing.
Okay, hey.
Boy, he got a big old dong.
Oh, he's bad. Bad.
Leroy Jenkins.
Jenkins.
You motherfucker!
Hey, I gotta tell you guys a story that I just picked up.
Oh, please don't.
I saw it as a news item that I thought I should share on here because it's so silly. Devin Nunes. Do you guys know who Devin Nunes is?
Yeah, he's the guy from that banana company.
Sounds familiar.
What?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Devin Nunes' famous bananas.
Yeah,
Right.
Whatever. I don't know. Just ignore me.
He's a congressman from Republican.
He's a congressman from Republica. the noble state of
Oh my God.
Republica, U.S. Dude, we laugh. That's gonna be a thing in
I
about
know,
20
right.
years.
I know.
Republica was the band that made that song that gets played in all those movie trailers. Ready to go.
Ready and ready to go. Yeah.
So he's a Republican member of Congress. He's from California. He's like one of these like crackpot kind of conspiracy dudes. Whatever.
So a Republican.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. He lost a lawsuit recently against Twitter.
Like you do.
He demanded $250 million in damages over tweets by an account called Devin Nunes' Cow. He just lost the case. I got to read this in its entirety. The suit cites a series of anti-Nunes tweets from the Devin Cow account. Devin Nunes' Cow has made, published, and republished hundreds of false and defamatory statements
I have to look this up.
of and concerning Nunes, including the following. Nunes is a treasonous cowpoke. Kevin Nunes's boots are full of manure. He's utterly worthless, and it's past your time to move him to prison. Devin is way over his head in crime. So Devin Nunes tried to sue someone pretending to be his cow and lost. And I just couldn't let it go on this show, which has seen so many cow puns.
Yeah.
Without talking about it.
That's excellent.
Devin Nunes' cow.
As of 6 minutes ago, they are still active. They're still posted.
Oh, but they're really excited now.
Yeah, right.
They've just I mean, I don't even know if you could really hold someone. I guess you could hold someone accountable for like truly defamatory stuff.
Thank you for that
Yeah.
story because they just owned a follow.
And then meanwhile, fucking Twitter banned Italian Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah.
I sent a pasta into space.
What a fucking great idea that is. Didn't they just like put a big handlebar mustache on him? It's just Italian Elon Musk. Yeah. Still think President Joe Biden's so-called is my favorite Twitter follow
it's
right
so
now.
fucking funny because
Saw a German boy get sucked up into a tube.
Hell of a thing.
hell of a thing.
You can't make this stuff up.
It's so funny.
Anyway. Yeah, let's talk about recommendations.
Nah.
Does anyone have anything preloaded here?
Yeah, I do.
All right. What you got?
So I've been listening to podcasts.
Yeah, podcast.
Actually, haven't been watching that much TV aside from what Dave and I watch together. But in my spare time, I will draw and listen to a podcast. And I found one called Let's Not Meet. And it's based off of the Reddit Let's Not Meet. And it's true horror stories. God, I could not say that. And true horror.
It's true horror.
True horror stories.
Gerald Ford is dead today.
Horror Stories brought to you by Walter Cronkite.
They're really interesting. I like the guy who narrates. He has guest narrators come on from other, usually like horror podcast kind of things. But it's really fun and creepy, and I like to spook myself out, and I just really enjoy it.
Let's not meet.
Yeah.
Let's Not Meet.
It's usually about encounters, right?
Yeah, so where the name comes from is it's a subreddit where basically you would tell about like a scary thing that happened to you, usually with another person, and then you end it with "Let's not meet."
Right.
So usually the stories end with "Let's not meet" in the show too. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's a variation on that, but I'm trying to think of like any notable ones. There's been a lot.
Right.
Occasionally he'll do like a standalone episode where it's like one longer story, because he usually does like between 3 and 5 stories an episode because they're pretty short. Sometimes he'll do an extended version. For Halloween, there was a person who posted several of their stories about when they moved in this area called, I think, the Downs, somewhere in Texas. And he basically did a series of all the crazy shit that happened to that person when they were living there. Because it was like a bad area and like all kinds of fucked up shit happened.
Yeah.
So he did that too. But he's really good. I like him. He makes all the music for his show, like we did for Goose Chase and for this and everything. So I feel a kindred connection to him for being like that. But
Yeah.
it's really interesting. If you like spooky stuff, it's a good listen.
Spoopy scary.
It's fairly spooky scary.
Oh, that's pretty
a
spoopy.
Side recommendation, I briefly mentioned it, but not by name. Another podcast called Scam Goddess.
Yeah. She's really funny.
She's really funny. She has a bunch of other people you know on her podcast too. Her name is, oh God, it's Lacey.
Scamantha.
Well, she calls herself Scam Goddess, and that's the name of the podcast. But basically, it's about all kinds of scams. She has a guest every week, but the tone is not what I would expect. It's not people being like, like mad at scammers. It's her being like, oh no, fucking get your scam on. Unless it's against me. Like,
Like, actually, gotta respect that scam.
yeah.
Pretty clever.
And it's also a comedy podcast, so nothing is taken seriously. It's a lot of fun to listen to. I'm just trying to like get to her name so I could tell everybody.
When's going to be the mega episode on healthcare?
I wouldn't put it past her. She wants to do an episode on Trump.
The ultimate scam.
Yeah. Lacey Mosley is her name. She's a comedian.
Lacey Mosley, like the former lead singer of Flyleaf, Lacey Mosley?
No,
Okay.
not that.
Yeah.
She is aware that is the
Okay,
other
I was
Lacey
gonna
Mosley.
say, right.
She just
I'm like,
talked about it on an
Sorry,
episode.
I'm like, oh, this is like, okay, yeah.
No,
sorry.
she talked about that because
Literally only I remember that.
they were
And
talking
Christy.
about who comes up if you search your name, and she's like, mine's Flyleaf. It's some emo shit. I'm not my thing. But she's a comedian. She's been in UCB. She's in a show called Florida Girls that I really want to watch. And it's just fucking hilarious. I forget what you overheard the other day, like what you heard her say the other day.
I already forget.
when
I just thought it was funny.
But she's just funny. And everyone she has on is funny. I think there's a bunch of archived episodes on Stitcher Premium if you have that, but I refuse to pay for that shit.
Yeah.
So I just listen to what's on Spotify.
We made a deal with podcasts. They're free. We listen to ads.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
was the deal.
End.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for.
I hate the paywall for
Right.
archived stuff. Like, it annoys me.
Viva
so I
la
refuse.
piracy.
Yeah. But yeah, really, really good podcast that I've fallen into.
Yeah. Nice.
How did you get out?
Ooh. The trick is I never did. I am stuck in this podcast, and then I'll have to do a Goose Chase episode. I'm stuck in that podcast.
From
I'm just
inside the
in-
podcast.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
in
whoa.
podcast world from now on.
Podcastception. The top doesn't keep spinning here in the Three Dudes podcast room.
Y'all get that? You guys get that one?
Yeah, you guys, that very timely Inception reference.
Oh, Paul F. Tompkins was the first guest
Oh, okay.
in the episodes that are up on Spotify.
Host of the Pod
So it
F
was-
Tomcast.
Yeah, I was immediately like, oh, I'm gonna like this
Yeah.
because she has Paul F. Tompkins.
The
on.
best name for a podcast ever.
The Pod F Tomcast is so fucking funny.
He has a podcast now about, I forget what it's called, but it's basically, you know those community boards for neighbors? They basically take posts from there and they do improv in making characters out of those
That sounds
posts.
really fun.
You know what?
It's an Earwolf podcast, I believe, of course.
I'm trying to remember what his character's name is from that, but I just heard him on an episode of Comedy Bang Bang playing that character.
I think I want to say it probably changes every week, but I haven't listened to it yet.
I don't know. I think there's like host characters,
Maybe.
and then there's
Very
other
likely.
characters. And I
Yeah.
can't remember what his name was.
But they also have guests on. It's him and someone else who are like the main people in the podcast, and they also have a guest on.
Yeah.
And they do improv based off of those community boards,
Does
which
he
are
host it
always
with
awful.
Lauren Lapkus?
It's not Lauren Lapkus.
Okay.
She's been a guest on it, I think.
Okay.
I forget the name of the person he hosts with. It is a woman. This is really fun.
Who else has got one?
I've got one, and then I think I have a backup if
If you hate it.
no, if I've done this one before.
Oh.
Have I recommended Sekiro on the podcast?
You sure have.
I feel like we've talked about it at least.
Okay. Then my backup recommendation is something that Aubrey and I have been, well, not wasting time on, but it's
Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Oh, Skyrim's here to save me.
Todd Howard, you magnificent bastard.
Done it.
No, on Netflix, there is a show, and I think it might be getting a second season called Floor is Lava.
Oh, yeah.
You told us about that. I really want to watch it.
Yeah, the premise is very simple. It's a room full of red liquid that, the pretense is that it's lava and everyone treats it like it.
Yeah. It's like being a kid where you avoid the squares of a certain color or whatever.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
a hokey Ninja Warriors, but like kind of Nickelodeon-esque.
Yeah. Yeah, and so the object of the game is to traverse all of the objects in the room. Anything and everything in the room can be used. There's usually like a secret you can find that'll make a certain section easier. And to get to the end of the room, there's stairs that lead up to the exit, but they sink into the lava starting at like 5 minutes in, I think.
Okay.
and it's really silly, and it's just something fun to watch when you know. We usually watch it when we can't decide what else to watch.
Right. It's like a default.
Yeah.
That's what we do with
for a while-
Queer Eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's just good stupid fun. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Most Extreme Elimination Challenge in that they'll replay some particularly like a lot of people opt to like dive for the next thing and will oftentimes like smack their face or their chin on on the object. But so they'll do slow motion replays of that stuff.
Yeah. Is there any Guy Ledouche? Because
no, it's
you
all.
ever watched MXC back in the
I
early
don't know
aughts?
that I ever actually watched it.
Yeah, Guy Ledouche was the field reporter.
Field reporter Guy Ledouche.
Guy Ledouche.
Yeah, he had a pith helmet. And
It would have been spelled Guy.
Yeah.
But it's pronounced
Yeah, Guy Ledouche.
Guy Ledouche.
No, it was
Captain Tennille.
Yeah, Captain Tennille, that's right. Yeah, if MXC, if you've never seen it, it's like they took Takeshi's Castle from the 80s and like just dubbed over it with dumb shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Yeah, just people injuring themselves in hilarious ways on obstacle courses, pretty much.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, this sounds really fun. You said it's on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
There's 9 episodes, I
will
think, 9 or
watch
10.
one of those tonight.
Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah. It's just fun and wholesome and charming. People will often play to the pretense that it's actually lava, and they'll like dramatically like no whenever their teammate falls in.
I just read an article like today that said someone's been watching it and they can't stop. Like it's just super fun.
I think someone mentioned it in our
probably
messages
Aubrey
the other day. Yeah.
Group chat.
Yeah. But yeah, watch Floor is Lava, and also come over to my place sometime and try Sekiro.
Yeah.
Because it fucking rules.
Bordy. Excuse me. God, I got 2 recommendations real quick. The first one is going to be way more depressing than Floor is Lava. Hey, if you haven't watched it yet, you should go on to Netflix and watch the 6-part miniseries called Waco. That was done about exactly what you think it was done about.
Yeah.
It has the unenviable task of having
Wacom tablets.
of talking about how the process of Wacom tablets are made. No. They have the unenviable task of trying to make David Koresh sympathetic.
Right.
Which they do manage to accomplish to some degree, but not enough where you're going to go, do I? Oh, you know what I mean? You
Wait a minute, am I on Team
Was
Koresh?
David Koresh right all?
Yeah, right.
Koresh did nothing wrong.
David Koresh, they don't make any apologies for David Koresh. However, if you know anything about the Waco tragedy, you know that the ATF, and by extension the FBI, who kind of like pawned it off on the ATF, like royally fucked the whole thing up.
Yeah.
The way that it went down was expressly their fault.
And like I know a lot of people are gonna this is still like a big Democrat versus Republican thing. Poor fucking Janet Rito, who got like just the worst possible information and made a decision based on that information.
Yeah.
And it was just this gigantic fuck up, this enormous clusterfuck of massive proportions, and they explain it to you basically from every side of the story. You get some of the government stuff, you get the FBI, you get the ATF, you get the head negotiator. Actually, this miniseries is based on his autobiography, his account of what happened there. And then it's told from the standpoint of not just Koresh, but a lot of the Branch Davidians. Actually, the story is based on 2 books. It's based on the book by the negotiator and another book by one of the Branch Davidians who made it out.
Whoa.
It is like, as you can imagine, in particular, the last like 2 episodes of this show are a very hard watch.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant. It's not a good time. You're going to be horribly sad by the end of it. But it is like really well written and really well acted, and it's a really good watch. So
I really want to watch it.
you should. It's 6 episodes. They're about an hour long. Really worth a watch. I can't stress that enough.
Gosh, I might do that really soon.
It's it's not don't expect to be happy by the end of it because it's not a feel good story.
Right.
you're going to feel bad for basically everybody involved by the end of it. Yeah, and it raises. I think they pose it at the end of the story as like this happened in America, like this. They basically like tortured these people who say whatever about David Koresh, but like they basically punished the Branch Davidians for.
They did not make it better.
No, they certainly did not.
They did not improve the situation.
And then fucking tear gassed and murdered children. So really so trigger warning if you're like not into that. Be prepared if you don't know anything about the Waco story. It's not pleasant. Right. The second recommendation, and I will keep it brief. I'm going to touch my briefs on this.
Of course.
I want to recommend the new podcast that I'm doing with a one Mr. Dan Sarnowski. I am the co-host of a podcast called Sequelize This. We just wrapped our fourth official episode, and then we had like an intro episode that we did. We are actually doing them in person now, which is great because we can actually have the conversation with each other instead of like through Discord.
That reminds me, I have a copy of The Godfather Part 2 around here if you need it.
Oh, that's great. Actually,
I know you've been trying to find a copy of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I decided to upgrade to Blu-ray, so we'll get it.
Okay.
It's coming. Like, don't worry. I'll have it watched by the next one for sure.
Yeah. No, I have it around there though. If you need it back up, it's
and then Ghostbusters 2 after that. We're gonna watch Ghostbusters 2 after that, but Godfather 2 first.
It's somewhere at the bottom of that pile of bricks over there.
Oh, good. I'll take a look when I'm done here, and
cool.
We'll get it all set up. If I don't have to wait for it, I can just go watch it.
Yeah, right.
Sequelize This, in which we discuss movie sequels. At some point, I'm sure we'll get to prequels and soft reboots and all sorts of stuff. The episode we did last week was on Blade Runner 2049, which was great because the first 3 episodes were about the Star Wars sequels. So we got through I shit you not, I don't know, 10 hours of Star Wars shit, that just content about Star Wars. Yeah. And we needed a palate cleanser. So we watched Blade Runner 2049 and did the podcast on it, which is a really good movie.
Yeah.
So
a really, really good movie.
Really, really good movie. So go check that one out when it comes out. Sequelize This. It's on Google Podcasts. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah.
Under
I listened to your first, I think 3. Your episodes 0, 1, and 2.
Okay, yeah.
I've not gotten around to Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, that's that episode is a 2-parter.
Oh, wait, no, I think I listened to part of it and didn't get to finish it.
Yeah,
shit.
Couldn't fit it into one episode. That is 5 hours. That is a long podcast.
You have talked about the movie.
Longer than the movie.
Actually,
twice as long.
Excuse me, 4 hours. It's 4 hours total. It's a long podcast. We go into detail about everything behind it. But
It's twice the length of the runtime of the movie itself, at least, right?
Yes. Sequelize This. Check it out. Me and Dan. We worked really hard on it. Dan worked really hard on it. Dan did the really exquisite artwork for it, and has the recording set up.
Did he have to change it?
No, it's still the regular, which is great because
it hadn't changed.
Yeah.
Since when I last looked at it.
There was some issue if he wanted to get it on some platforms.
It was
he
iTunes.
gonna
It was
have to change
iTunes.
it.
Yeah.
Did they just give him a pass or what?
I don't know what the deal is there. We'll have to talk with Dan about that. But I hope he doesn't change it.
But also fuck Apple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because the artwork is so good.
It's awesome.
If you listen to the show, it's really, really good.
I was impressed by it. I didn't realize he did it.
The artwork is the best part of listening, I think.
I agree. But yeah, he does the editing. I literally just watch the movie and show up and have a conversation with my buddy. So
Yeah.
check it out. It's a lot of fun.
You guys also are you're good at talking about movies.
Yes.
Obviously, you both understand movies very well.
Yeah.
And listening to you guys talk about it is very interesting to me.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you're good. You're a good co-host. You know that.
Thank you. I am a pretty good co-host. I drive the story for it in the podcast. Dave.
I'm struggling with what to recommend.
All right. So what did we learn?
Well, just like I feel like stupid being like, I recommend you buy a VR headset right now. Like that's I don't know. That's a lot to like suggest.
Are there
people.
any games that you
Yeah.
could play not in VR that you can also play in VR that you liked?
Trover CFZ.
Well, yeah, Trover is exclusively VR, isn't
Nope.
it?
Nope.
Is it not?
Nope.
I really enjoyed Trover.
It's better in VR, but
Trover Saves the Universe. That's really, if I was going to recommend one, that's what it would be. It's the only one I've finished so far.
Yeah.
It's Justin Roiland's Squanch Games makes a game about a purple dude that has to save the universe, and it is so fucking funny.
yeah. I'm squanching over there.
Yeah, you guys know a good place to squanch around here. Yeah, so Trover Saves the Universe is driven by this weird narrative idea that you need to go around and gather little power babies, which are just little babies, and then when you acquire certain ones, they give you power ups, and you put them in your eye holes, and now there's a baby in your eye hole, and then the babies eat other babies, which is fucked up.
Your character is in like a chair.
Yeah, you're
you
a
control the
Chairorpian.
other character.
Yeah.
But the premise is there's a bad guy who has those eye socket holes, and what he put in his eye socket holes are your dogs, and so you're roped into this mess because everyone's blaming you because it's your dogs in his eye holes.
Trover looks a lot like Mr. Poopy Butthole too.
Oh, okay.
No,
when
the
you start-
Chairorpian looks like Mr.
Or
Poopy
yeah,
Butthole.
the Chairorpian, not Trover. Yeah, like when you start the game out, oh my god. So this is not a spoiler. This is the first like minute of the game. But it's so funny to me. You start in a chair. If you look down, you see your controller. It's obviously the mechanic of the game. You're the dude in the chair that like controls Trover. So you are maneuvering him essentially when he comes in and gives you control of him. But in the first minute, you're watching television in your house, and there's a man and a woman having an argument. Samantha, I need you to turn your chair to face me. And and she's saying, I will never turn my chair. I don't even believe you right now. I would never do such. And then it's telling you use the right stick to turn your chair. and I cannot even believe you. They're having an argument about turning their chairs while the game is instructing you on how to turn your chair. And you can sit there and listen to them argue for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Justin Roiland just drunk in the recording studio.
It's so fucking funny. Stuff like that happens in that game so much, where characters kind of talk in meta a little bit.
Isn't there a part where they like insult you and you can let them go for like an hour?
Yeah, so that's one of the most notable like dialogue dumps of the entire game. Is there's a point where you're sitting in front of a wall. These two dudes are up on the wall and they won't let you pass, and you have to go around and
that
find some other way.
one.
Yeah, and they're insulting you. You can sit there for hours. They will say unique shit to you for hours.
They also have a lot of bits about like, they just say weird shit about like their strange like passionate trysts that they have that they don't want to talk about in front of you.
Right. You like sneak up on them and they'll like stop talking about stuff. There's one point in which one of the sort of like they're almost like godlike figures that you appeal to in the game that help you and you help them, whatever. And one of them is obviously drunk, and it's clearly just Justin Roiland was drunk.
Yeah.
And he's laughing. You're walking away from them to get back to your ship, and he's just dying laughing behind you.
I haven't gotten to that point.
The other two have stopped talking now because the drunk one is just, yeah, fucking get the fuck out of here. We don't need you. You fucking stupid asshole. Get out of here. He's just like shit like that throughout the whole game.
It's really fun, and once you get used to the mechanics of moving around and controlling the character, it's fantastic. It's strange and weird and delightful.
Super recommend Trover Saves the Universe.
Yeah. Awesome. Side recommendation, watch Red Letter Media's advertisement for Trover Saves the Universe.
The George Foreskin Grill.
Oh my god, it's so wrong.
Obviously, don't watch it while you're at work.
You're right.
Or do if you're at a cool workplace.
Or if you want to get fired.
It's an advertisement that has literally nothing to do with Trover Saves the
It
Universe.
falls into not safe for life territory.
Yeah. Except for at the end, they just say Trover Saves the Universe. Really fucking funny.
Let's do what we learned.
Yes, I have a bunch here. I wrote a changed anus, a changes.
Changes.
I wrote, Chris doesn't always wipe his ass.
I don't.
What can I say? I wrote Ben's on the highway to beat us.
Yeah, I wrote
Yes.
AC/DC's Highway to Diabetes Town.
I wrote that mascot nightmares are on another level.
I wrote inoculated log. It's my puddle of mud parody band.
I learned that the fuckpire jerks off and says you're out.
Yeah, the fuckpire can be whatever you want it to be.
I learned don't go to Iowa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't go to Iowa. I wrote down Chris paid to poop Brady.
That's right. I got Ron Popeil's shitty mushrooms.
I learned that the Chinese apparently have paper bladders.
Yes.
I learned that the turtles are in the trees making deer calls like birds.
I wrote down the name Jesse Pigman.
I wrote down Lil Pleasy's Veezy Reneezy's.
That's good.
I wrote down Fellas Riverside Beer Garden.
I wrote Yickbein Das Beach.
I wrote down
I'm not weird. I just want a pony to choke on my dick.
I wrote down that I should lean in and be a domestic terrorist.
I wrote down that Hunter S. Thompson is suckling on Chris's teeth.
Okay, we gotta explain. I have this. I bought this shirt from Hoodie Lab that's just like
very patterned.
it's very, very patterned. It's all these wild colors, but it's like the characters from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, like but like Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro. It's fucking like wild. It's really, really cool. But he's on my nipples right now.
I also learned thanks for supporting the Youngstown fucking do whatever you want project. Just fucking do whatever you want.
I wrote down that I wrote down that Devin Nunes's cow really called him on his bullshit.
That's expert level.
The last thing I have here is a big bucket of hummingbird fingers.
It took like hundreds of them to get this many. This was a unusually bizarre episode.
Yeah.
But I think Christy somehow every time you're on, it
Always
always
the
is.
best episodes.
You're always in. You bring a little bit of extra insane to this table.
Consistently
Yeah.
the funniest.
Well, that's just me.
Well, okay, so let's wrap this up. This has
Yes.
been incredibly awesome to do in person again.
Yes.
Well, sorry if it ran
I
a
think
little long, guys.
It
we
did.
had all this pent up podcast
Yeah,
energy
we had
that
to do
just
it.
doesn't come out when you're doing it over Discord.
Not the same.
No, this is super great. I hope the next time we do this, we will do it the same way.
Yes, me too.
In the meanwhile, Christy, thank you for hosting.
Yes, thank you for coming on.
Of course,
Our
thank you
most
for having me on.
Most excellent host.
My goal is to oust Dan. I think we're tied now.
I think so. I'll do the podcast math when I get home.
You have to do that. You have to do that American Gladiators kind of jousting thing for supremacy.
Yeah.
We're gonna have those big Q-tips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
All right. So thanks for listening. We will see you next time.
And as they say in Japan, Obama got it.
All right. See you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
My butt itches.